trends.
Economists caution that the uptick could influence Federal Reserve decisions on interest rates.
A joint military aid package from Germany and allied nations is set for deployment to Ukraine through a new NATO supply route.
The initiative is part of a broader effort to bolster Ukrainian defense amid persistent hostilities. The delivery is expected to enhance logistical efficiency.
In Chilean Antarctica, arrested pilot who had been detained during a polar research mission has spoken out about the circumstances of the arrest. Joseph Eckerson reports.
The individual alleges miscommunication and procedural confusion led to the detention rather than any wrongdoing.
A man in Washington, D.C. has been charged with a felony after allegedly throwing a sandwich at a federal agent during heightened security operations.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Don't make me throw a sandwich at you. Sandwich.
Damn good coffee and hot.
How about this one?
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Yellow. Oh, backflip and wait to say
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
I don't know. You ask me a question and the answer is, I don't know. Why are you looking so young? I don't know. You know, I think I could look a little less yellow, maybe. Ooh, that's dark. I like. You know, I like dark. Good morning, you folks, HUE folks. It is Friday. Yay, Friday weekend, baby. Friday, August 15th, 2025. Life goes on, and so do we. And we go on and on. Andy Dietrich will be with us in the second hour. Andy has written a book, Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes. He was here not too long ago, and I don't remember any of his stories. But the book obviously needs a little hump, or he wouldn't be coming back so quick. Andy is a immigrant, not a legal immigrant, a legal immigrant because he's white. That's what makes him legal. German, Dietrich, you might have guessed that. Not Marlena. So we won't be watching him do sexy things with his legs like Aunt Marlena would be doing if she was here. You know, let's dig her up and get her on the program. I remember her. Andy, I remember some stories about some stamp at a nightclub or something. He forged a stamp, something. Yeah, my memory's shot. Yeah, I don't barely remember who we had on yet. Oh, we didn't have anybody on yesterday. That's why I don't remember him. Today, Sleepy Don. He doesn't like being called Sleepy Don. I wonder why. He'll be meeting with his daddy, Putin, in Alaska. I'll ask her tomorrow. And nothing's going to come out of it. Somebody asked Trump what he was hoping to get out of this. He's looking to set another meeting. How long? Guess. I'll go ahead. 2 weeks? You guessed right. So anyway, so that's the plan. He's going to go all the way to Alaska to meet with Putin and say, how about we do this again in 2 weeks? All right, that was a good meeting. That was productive. Let's call it a day. I got a paint party to do tonight. You didn't know that Trump does paint parties. He doesn't. Well, in his last life, when they called him Adolf, he did quite a few paint parties. Where am I going with this? I'm going nowhere with this. It's Friday. Andy won't be here till the second hour. I guess Ron Kane is officially retired from the program without, being an HR guy and all. I think he'd know about the 2 weeks notice thing or whatever. Not that we could replace him anyway. But the zoo feeling that we started, the whack pack thing we started to create. It's not but it's all gone now. It's just me and GD. We're just like, I don't know, Fred Sanford and Barney. I'll be Barney. He could be Fred Sanford. I should be Fred Sanford because my wife is Elizabeth, and when I say I'm coming, Elizabeth, whatever. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. Me and GD are gonna talk about old man problems. We might talk about who's got. Well, I'm certain I've got the bigger health condition problems, and I'm not like chronic or anything. I'm just full of gas and old man bad stuff. He's got an itchy arm. That's his condition. Itchy arm. I got itchy ass. Not really. Charlie Kirk has an itchy ass. Maybe I could borrow his itchy ass. Some days this is just exhausting. But I get up in the morning and say, next week, here's the weird thing about it. Next week, Monday we have 2 guests. Tuesday we have 2 guests. Wednesday we have 3 guests. Thursday we have 2 guests. Friday we have 2 guests. Where were all these guests? I did change the little buffer so people could book sooner. But next week we got an overload of guests. I don't want to talk to all the people in 1 week. Plus, I got a Wednesday show next week. So that's like, what is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? It's like 9 guests in a week. It's too much. I can't prepare all that in my dopey little small little brain. When I say prepare, I don't really do any homework. I look at their book, read the synopsis and say, yeah, it's an interesting thing. Maybe somebody will have some comments in the peanut gallery that will help us get through. But still, for an old geezer like me, it's a lot. Nine guests. Anyway, so next week we're full of guests. And not guests. We've got guests. Anyway. I should play something for you, and then I'll say hello to somebody I didn't say hello to yesterday morning. I was remiss because I think he fucked me up. I think he intentionally fucked me up and took me off the screen, but he's not admitting to it because he never admits to anything.
Mind Bloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemizing both the psychedelic medication, psychiatric care from psychiatric clinicians, coaches, we call psychedelic guides, and a lot of content and meditations and programs into this really transformational experience that, because it's delivered at home, costs a lot less and is a lot more convenient for people to receive.
I think he said something about cock blocking. Ladies and gentlemen, in the studio with me now is a man who never admits to anything, GD Fenderson. Good morning, GD.
I'm admitting to a Good Morning America, MindDogTV.com. Those of you who are waking up in places under occupation by Trump's preoccupation with oppression and distraction, the law is on your side. In places like D.C., weed is legal. Flood the streets with so much secondhand smoke that the National Guard will drop their guard and pick up Twinkies. MindDogTV.com/merch. Enjoy your suffering and support your local mercenaries.
I almost want to smack you with a big Italian hoagie. I don't know. Weed is legal, but Subway sandwiches, deadly weapon. Is that assault? Well, first of all, this is a guy in a
not if you order it without salt, no. Which most black people do because of the blood pressure.
The guy who smacked the dude That was a DOJ employee, not dog employee. Yes, a DOJ employee. So he should know better. You don't smack a cop with a sandwich. You do it with the side dish, like the fries or something, right? Where I don't
You
know.
do it with the least expensive part, unless he had a buy one get one free, which means that sandwich was cost him nothing, except for maybe bail now.
Thank you for reminding me, because I meant to talk to you about this yesterday. It's like the biggest fucking thing ever. And then I got distracted because you fucked me over yesterday, and you won't admit it. But this bag of marshmallows.
Okay. I didn't know what that was. I just saw white clumps. I said, "My God, Matt is selling secondhand cocaine."
I walk into the supermarket and I see the sign sale. I always look at what's on sale, and there's marshmallows. I don't even fucking like marshmallows.
You were eating them. You were eating a lot of them the other day.
I just ate one, but it fucked me up, and that's why I don't like marshmallows. But it said sale. I go over and I read the thing. It said free. That's not sale. That's giveaway. It said free when you check out at this register. Okay, and
only one register. You mean if you checked out at the other registers, you didn't get them?
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't go to that. I put it in the cart thinking I'm going to go to this register, and then I forgot about it, and I went to a different register, and they checked me out for free anyway. I looked at my receipt. Yeah, marshmallows are free. So I should have just filled the whole cart up with them. Not that I was going to do anything with it. I could go out and be like a secondhand marshmallow dealer.
But also, well, there are guns that shoot marshmallows.
Oh yeah. I suppose.
Now, of course, now Ian. Good morning, Ian.
Give me some more. I like it. Give me some more. It's a little play on words.
Okay, no point in me even reading it now because you jumped to the end of the sentence.
Well, because I was so happy about this, s'more. It was funny. All right, you want me to get high off of
No. That's it. And that's probably that may be the last funny thing Ian has to say today, and you fucking ruined it.
No, Ian has plenty funny to say. Ian's a very.
I said today. I know he has lots of. But I'm saying, but we don't know. He may have to leave in like 2 minutes, and he doesn't have time to say anything else. And he wanted to get it out now.
He doesn't have to do anything except die and pay taxes, or not necessarily in that order.
Well, if Ian and I are the same person, yeah, he's got shit to do, and he's got to do it while I'm on the air. So
look at how brilliant I am. I'm a people. If you're just listening on the radio, you are missing out on all the magic that happens here. And when I say magic, I mean me making a card disappear behind my hand. It's just amazing. I'm like David.
We have to say, look, he sends the card over to me now. Now I have it.
Wow,
now I'll send it back to him.
I don't have it. What does this card even say? You're not going to believe. Maybe you'll believe this. So I had a little chat with StreamYard yesterday.
Yeah, how'd it go?
They told me the folder thing is already here. I said, well, where? Well, and they sent me a link, and there's no folder thing here. Other than the folder thing, everything else they told me 2 weeks.
Okay, now I just thought of something else. Something I was trying to do. Actually, I've kind of found it, but I lost it. I don't know where it is. Because when the Reverend does his thing, he's on the other side of the room from the screen, and he was trying to enlarge the text so he could read it without having to do this. And so you can enlarge the text, but it's only for that message. You can't enlarge it for every message. So whatever pops up, you can see it. But he can't figure out how to do it again. And I've been trying, and I forget to look at it until this show starts.
Well, that's really weird. I wish I would have brought it up because I know what they would have said to me.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. So, I don't think that. I think they were just rubbing my 2 week bone. It'll be more funny tomorrow. Do we do a show on Saturday? No. It'll be more funny with that, but nobody will know. And like nobody really knows today, to be honest with you. I mean, what do we got? What do we got? We got lots of bots trying to sell us stuff who know exactly how funny Ian is. They're offering him a new contract to do his own show on
Netflix. Yeah.
The Bot Network.
Good morning, Mr. Bill.
Did the world forget about Epstein? It's just like it worked, didn't it? This whole like let's have distractions, let's because nobody's saying, hey, bring out, to just let it go. Well, let's move on. We had our 2 weeks of yelling about Trump is a pedophile, and now let's move on. Let's all forget about it. It's not coming out. We give up. Blah blah blah. Let's talk about redistricting. Let's talk about DC crime. Let's talk about whatever else. So
I know what we do. And this is okay. Somehow, the Democrats are going to have to stop calling it gerrymandering and call it Epsteining.
Epstein-mandering.
Epstein-mandering or Epsteining from votes, or just Epsteining your rights.
Yeah.
You know, and so that way, first of all, when they start calling it Epsteining instead of gerrymandering, Texas is going to, or redistricting, instead of saying redistricting, we'll call it Epsteining. Okay, and then if we just keep calling it Epsteining. And that way, when we talk about redistricting, which is very important, we'll also be reminding people that the Epstein issue has not gone away, which is why they want to talk about redistricting. So that's what we're going to do. We're not going to talk about redistricting. It's now Epsteining. We're now Epsteining the districts.
Well, if you are, and I hate to say, because I could get arrested for even saying this, right? Tom Homan will be here looking to fuck me in the ass like he does little boys every day.
And like he did Adams in New York, the mayor of New York.
Right. But if you are an illegal alien and you want to hide from ICE, just dress up as Epstein files. They'll never see you. You're invisible then. You don't exist. So that would be my thing. Cosplay as the Epstein files.
Now they won't. You won't get arrested for that. You will only get arrested if you actually handed out the costumes. You can say that without a problem, but if you start handing out Epstein file outfits to people,
this should be the new thing this year in the Halloween store. The Epstein costumes. What is that? Why are you doing this to me? Twitter? I'm still on Twitter. I can't stay off.
Well, if you're going to get ahead of the game, then you need to develop T-shirts that are Epstein file T-shirts so people can buy them. And
so there's one more thing to not buy in our merch store.
Yeah.
All right.
But we're behind the ball. We had to, if we're going to do Halloween costumes, we had to have them out by the second week of July, right after the 4th. By the 11th is when you start putting up your Halloween decorations.
That's Mikey Shane's birthday, July 11th. It's also known as I Want to Be Hitler Day here on Long Island. So anyway.
And not just so you know, I'm thinking that if you and I are going to be, now I forgot what you said. Howdy Doody and Red Fox. Who are the two people?
Oh yeah. Barney Fife, I think I said I was.
Barney Fife and Red Fox. If I'm going to go with Fred Sanford, I could be Fred Sanford because even though you actually have a wife named Elizabeth, I'm still coming. You, not so much. So,
what the fuck? How does this happen? What? Who took money out of my thing? Oh, I know who took money out of my thing.
That's why you don't have a hole so big that people can take money out your thing. That's the problem with having a hole drilled in. Now money can slip in and out.
Yeah, I was thinking about Fred Sanford yesterday because I was stuck behind one of these fucking junk trucks, a big old fucking truck full of junk that was taking up 2 lanes. I couldn't get around them, and I'm just going da 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 da, and I was thinking about that because.
That would be nice if you actually had a horn that did that.
They were a junkyard, right? Do I have that right? Sanford?
Yes, yeah, junkyard, a salvage yard.
But you didn't see like a lot of car parts. They had like, I don't know, other stuff that
it was like a flea. It was like a not so car flea market.
Right.
Well, you know,
And
the funny, it didn't really matter because they were a reboot or ripoff of a British show.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I
I'm
think it
learning
was
something.
called. Now I think it was called Mumford and Sons.
Wow. I got to look that up while we're chatting here, and eventually get. So,
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think it was called Mumford and Sons. And
they never
then,
sold anything, and however many years it
well,
was on.
I know they had people come in and pick stuff up to
Uh,
buy, and then that was often how they would introduce a new character too. You know, a new character. When they introduce a new character, they would come in to like look at stuff, and then Sanford would suck them into his world.
the only episode I remember is
Oh, all right. So, all right. Now, see,
Mumford and Sons is a band.
okay, then it's okay. So it's not Mumford and Sons. So it's something. Maybe it's Sanford. Maybe it's Stanford and Son. I don't know, but it was. I know it was something
Based
else.
on Steptoe and something. What does it say? It's based on Steptoe, and it gets cut off. The text gets cut off, whatever. But a British show called Steptoe and something.
Maybe Steptoe and Son.
Steptoe and up your ass. I'll put a big toe up your ass. No, that's Stripes. Sergeant Hulka. But the only episode I remember is Lamont was growing weed, and the cops found the weed. Oh, he made cookies or something out of them, brownies or something. And the cops ate the weed, and the white cop, it was a white cop and one black cop. And it was like the goofiest, almost like Scott Jennings, doofy white boy cop. And he got really stoned and was acting stupid. And the other cop, Steptoe and Son, which was initially aired on BBC One in the United Kingdom, 1962 to 1974. That's a long running show. Wow. But was Steptoe and Son black dudes? Because I thought the UK, Britain.
I don't know. Look for images.
Did not, yeah.
You already did the search. Just scroll back up and look for
I'm on
images.
Wikipedia. All they show me is Fred and Lamont.
Well, then there's probably something that there may be like a link for Steptoe and Son. If you click on the word Steptoe and Son, it takes you to another link.
Oh, thank you. Here we are on Boomer Corner learning new tricks to use the internet every day. Links, he's saying. He's teaching me about links today. And
the
how
sausage,
links,
right. Yes. We're showing you how the links are made.
Damon Wilson, who played Lamont.
Right.
He caught some shit for that, for being like too white man's Boone. That's what he was. Am I in trouble for that? Saying that he was too much of the house. He was more like a white kid from L.A. than a black kid. He was trying to really, and I know he caught some shit from black people about that, about how he was portraying that character. Like, you're doing this up to make you be the one that make it palatable for white people, because Red Fox, white people loved his albums, but they weren't going to make a hit sitcom out of just all black people stuff.
Now, officially, I was not in the writers' room when they developed the show. I was not there, but I'm going to approach it from two different directions.
All right.
One, the Fred Sanford character was constantly doing stupid stuff. So you would need somebody in the house to balance it out. Otherwise, the house was full of stupid.
Yeah.
So if you have someone who's not stupid and they're black, back then, they're either going to be considered Uncle Tom or house nigger, or like they said I was just acting white because, I had a little bit of mental acuity.
Yeah, he got the same shit as the neighbor. Remember on Archie Bunker, whatever, the All in the Family, the one neighbor,
Lionel.
Yeah,
Lionel was the son of the Jefferson's son.
Yeah,
Lionel.
and he caught some shit about placating Archie Bunker a bit, and I think Lamont was equally like too soft on the bigots and stuff like that. They want Sanford and Son wasn't as much about having an Archie Bunker character. I don't remember any of those, but I'm sure there were in South Central
Well,
LA.
Fred himself was something of, he was like Archie Bunker light. He was, so he had his racial foibles as well. That was my Lionel moment where that was my Lionel moment. Instead of saying he was a racist, I just said he had his racist foibles.
Let me see here. According to, who is that? Said Big Beautiful Bill, no blacks in Steptoe. Yeah, I think it would be hard to find. And how would that go over in 1962 in Britain? I don't know.
Well, when was To Sir With Love made? To Sir With Love was what, 66, 67? I don't know.
Who was the guy who played Grady? Remember the guy who it doesn't say who played Grady on Whitman Mayo. Let's go figure. Whitman Mayo. It sounds like a rival to Hellman.
Yeah, sounds like somebody who's making chocolate and like a chocolate and mayonnaise empire.
Yeah. Changing subjects here. We could get Big Beautiful.
What were did you have a thought about Whitman Mayo, or you just was looking to see who it was?
He was my favorite recurring character, but they had a bunch of recurring characters. I can't remember any of the other ones now.
Aunt Esther.
Oh, Aunt Esther, yeah. Now, Fred and her did not get along. She was a foil. She was like Fred's Margaret Dumont, or Margaret Groucho's fucking.
Except for Margaret Dumont never returned insults, and she also seemed like she never understood the joke.
Yeah.
And Aunt Esther could give as well as she got.
Who has a cat? There's a purr in the audio. Really? I can't hear the purr, but I have more cats than you could shake a pussy at.
I have one cat, but she's not purring right now. She's balled up on the bed. Last I checked.
It would not surprise me if there's a cat hiding in this room. Two of my stepdaughter's cat and one of my wife's favorite cat, I guess. They don't get along, and Baby Pepper is the one I'm talking about. She was hiding in here last night, but I thought I got her out of here. So it could be me with the purringness over here, but I'm not hearing it. Are you hearing the purr?
No.
Maybe Bill. Maybe you should look under your desk. Maybe there's a cat there. How about that?
I would check your fizzing machine. Maybe your machine is not purring. It's not. It's actually over fizzing.
Yeah. What was that? Now I heard something, but that wasn't a purr. No. It's more like it's more like somebody taking their last breath before they die. That's what it is.
The death rattle.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Matthew, you're dead. Get off the bed. But yesterday I watched the Mark Maron special. Have you watched it? I know you taped it. Have you watched it?
No, I would. I'm not. I want to watch it with my wife.
Why?
Well, I guess I should ask if she wants to watch it. I haven't. I should ask if she wants to watch it.
She's not a Maron fan.
I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know the answer to that. I didn't know I was a Maron fan.
She's watched a lot of new comedians with me, people that she had not heard of before, and even bad comedians. And we'll both go and like more say, "Why'd you record this?" I said, "Well, I just wanted to see, what was out there, And, one of the, I'm sorry, I'm saying, and one of the knocks on me is that I don't do black comedy. That I'm not black enough.
Knock.
Yeah, and so
you're like a fucking Lamont Wilson. I'm sorry.
Lamont Sanford.
Yeah, you are Damon Wilson. No,
whatever. So I wanted to just, and the thing, I'm not going to do the Apollo type humor. That's not me. But I do want to be familiar. But I do want to be familiar with the jargon that's being used in the neighborhood, because I don't have my nephew around me anymore.
Oh, you say Apollo type. I just want to look at this. Got to keep that up there because I have to do that later. Apollo type humor. Somebody in, I think it was 7-Eleven yesterday. Yeah, 7-Eleven called me. What's his name? Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey. This is apparently, even though this makes me Steve Harvey. Have you ever made the connection with this mustache that I borrowed this from Steve Harvey?
I don't connect anything to Steve Harvey.
Wow.
I don't even think about him unless I'm seeing something about Family Feud. And then, even then, I think my brain defaults to no host at all. It's like my brain defaults that they don't have a host.
Kind of like my wife makes sushi, automatically becomes Mexican food. Oh. Well, I will come back to that comment because I'm interested
With the
in
sushi or the Family Feud?
the Mexican, well, the whole multicultural aspect of that. But just my last observation on them, I think the Marin special was very good. It made me laugh out loud.
Now,
Not
which one
many-
is it? Panicked? Did you watch Panic? That's the one I have recorded. Panicked.
Yeah, I think it was on the top as soon as I put Marin, it's the latest one. So
okay, it's funny because
title.
I had done something in my stand-up, well, written something, and I just started off with saying I'm fine, because I was about to go into some really dark stuff, and before I got there, I just wanted people to know that I'm okay, even though the rest of my family's dead. So I go, I'm fine, and then I was chided over it, saying, no, that's not an introduction, that's not a laugh, that's not. And then I look the first 30 seconds of Mark Maron, he walks out and goes, I'm fine, I'm okay. So,
what, and I'm not going to ruin any jokes or anything, but one of the things that surprised me, because he said it like 4 different times, kept calling himself old, and then he revealed his age to be 56, and I was shocked by that. I would have sworn he was older than me. 56, first of all, 56 from where I'm looking, I'll take that and not feel old about it, even though at 56 I was calling myself old. But I'm surprised that he's only 56. He's not doing well for 50. By the time he gets to be 66, he's going to look 86. Because
by the time he's 60, we'll be doing his obituary on the Church of Last Resort.
Yeah, how did that happen? Why does he look so much older? Because of the gray hair?
I think because he's so much more concerned about stuff. I think he lets more stuff get to him, even though he has comedy as an outlet. But but he looks better on Panic than he did like later or whatever, because like at least he looks better clean shaven than he does when he has like the entire gruff beard. I've seen him with the scruffy face.
He looked better on the special than he has been looking on these podcasts. This podcast
right.
story he's been doing. He looks a little older. That's probably why I thought he was really old too. I've been seeing him. He slumped down in his chair. It's like, oh, wow, look, he's a little old man. But he's basically a couple of years younger than Rogan. I think Rogan is 58. So when I hear him talking about Rogan being passed at the Comedy Store after he was already a mainstay at the Comedy Store, he had a jump on it. He must have started really young. He wasn't on my radar until 10 years ago, max. I mean,
he wasn't on my radar until America left, when XM Radio started.
Oh.
Yeah, XM. When XM, actually, before it was even called XM, before at that time, I think it was called. I don't remember what it's called. Was it called America Left?
Well, they were Sirius and XM were 2 separate companies, right? So I think XM was just XM. I don't know.
Okay, so it's XM, but the show was called America Left, or that channel was called America Left, and now I think that channel is called the Progressive Channel or something.
Coming back to the comment that from Big Beautiful. Now, this has nothing to do with his comment, just that he says Mexican food in there. There is a liberal, progressive, whatever you want to call it, podcaster who she was really she's making some good points. She's about any of the three-time Trump voters. She said, I don't want to see any of those people go to a Chinese restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, Italian restaurant, even I don't want them to go into a gay hairdresser. You voted for a squeaky clean white America. Live the cultural values that you voted for. You're not allowed in Mexican restaurants. You're not allowed in Japanese restaurants. You're not allowed in even black restaurants. You're not allowed in Mexico. Anything, and gay hairdresser. You got to boycott all that stuff. because
Or if you have a church where the music director is gay, you have to give up that music.
there you go.
Or the choir director.
Yeah. Now it set a bunch of people off, and they were debating it on like CNN or something. Like, oh, how dare she say that? Like, this just proves the Democrats are racist and whatever. There were a lot of Trump voters who voted for him. He got more black voters and more Hispanic voters. She said triple the people who voted for the three times. And I think the odds of finding a black person or a Hispanic person or a gay person who voted for Trump 3 times pretty small. Now I think we had one gay guy who voted for him 3 times, but he didn't last more than 5 minutes on the program. But I think they are really the minority. The triple Trump voters who are people of color or gayness or people who marginalized in some way. The people who voted for him 3 times are probably the smallest.
Well, I think mainly because, and I could be wrong, this is just a hypothesis I'm throwing out there, but if they were dumb enough to do it 2 times, chances are they weren't smart enough to survive in the wild for another 4 years. So they may have just died off.
That's true.
So that's why there's so few that did
I
it
think
3
she
times.
was absolutely right with this idea that you want a squeaky clean America, try it out here. You have an opportunity to see what that feels like. Don't listen to any music that has any black cultural roots connected to it whatsoever. You're stuck with Bach, really. Maybe a little Beethoven. I don't know. I think Beethoven had a black chick on the side. Although he didn't know it because he was deaf, dumb, and blind. But so yeah, try out a life without any multiculturalism and see how you like that. We'll see how that goes for you. And I don't think a lot of people will really appreciate how boring white.
Not just that, but you take away the traffic light. The self-timing traffic light. That's was it Garrett A. Morgan, I think, or Granville T. Woods. I think it's Morgan who did the traffic light. I think Granville T. Woods invented the gas mask. So go to your war without your gas mask. Go to your invade your cities. Occupy without your gas mask. Go ahead and drive without your traffic lights. And all the other shit that was invented by minorities, like heart transplants. Well, I don't think they were. Many may have been invented by black. I know the first successful black heart transplant was done by a black person, I believe. I'm almost certain.
I think you got this wrong. I think the first successful, and I hate to go here because it's Ben Carson. The first successful split brain operation was done by a black man. That I'm certain of, and that was Ben Carson.
And someone who I just have no respect for at all.
None at all?
None.
You don't like the way he tells a
treats
good
his
joke?
family.
That bird joke that he told at the prayer meeting in 2012. I thought he had some comic chops there. I thought he did.
No, somebody told him that joke. Obviously, it's not something that he would have known.
No, I agree. That wasn't an original joke. That was around long before he told it. But I thought he told it in a way that better than I could tell it. Which that
no, I knew him on a different level than the average person, I guess.
He split your brain?
No. I saw how he treated his family. Okay. And so, yeah, he's a despicable human being.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me. He's all these people who ride the orange meat wagon. They're all despicable.
But this is even before he rode the orange meat wagon. This is back when his kids were, still in strollers and diapers.
How did you know him? How did you know? How did you become?
He's from the neighborhood. He's from our area.
Oh, I did not know that. I should have.
Well, at least he lived around here.
I read his book back when Oprah made me.
Well, not here. I used to live in Columbia, Maryland.
Right, a Baltimore suburb, right? That's where he's from.
Howard County. Yeah, it was so different from Baltimore. So different.
But it is a suburb, though, no?
Oh yeah. It was a wannabe. It was a planned community. that didn't it was like Pinocchio. It wanted to grow up to be a real city, but it didn't get to grow to be a real city. It was a planned community.
Thank you. Well, I wanted to talk about this whole Social Security thing that happened yesterday, but I want to talk about because I have a paint party today, and the paint party keeps growing. The number of people who are going to be attending this thing, and like I'm short on paint. You can't just keep adding people on here without sending me some more supplies. So I called the company and said I need some more paint. They said pick up at Michael's. Now I generally pick up at Michael's in Rocky Point, which is 5 miles, less than 5 miles from my house.
In
All
other
the
words,
time.
a 2 hour drive during rush hour.
Yes.
Round
So
trip.
I go to Michael's, and there's this place where customer pickup, and they always have like names and stuff. My stuff's not there. I'm arguing with the people now. Where's my stuff? It's not. Are you sure the order came in? I'm showing them my phone. Look, Michael's just texted me, said it's here to pick up. She goes, what's it for? I said, it's paints. Maybe it's a UPS delivery, and you got to go around back. It's not that big. It's always right here. Arguing with the people. She gets on the phone. She goes, "Oh, it's in Riverhead, the Riverhead store. Riverhead is 30 miles east of here." It's like, well, now that's
Wait a
another.
minute, is that the first time they sent it there?
Yeah,
Why would they send it there? Is it closer to the house or something? Not your house, but the house where you're going to be painting?
they've always sent it to the Rocky Point store. Like, what happened? Oh, I guess there was a mix-up, or the supply lady just hit the wrong store or whatever. So now the only way I said, can you repackage it here and cancel that order and put it here? No, we can't. You got to go pick it up there. So I have to go there, and this is where I get stuck behind the Sanford and Son truck. And come on, da, 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 da. By the way, that's a Quincy Jones song. Quincy. Took me an hour to get there, and then Riverhead, Long Island, has become a city. I used to work in Riverhead, and it was a joy when I first worked there. It was like, this is what life should be like in America. No traffic. You just, you're done with your day. You drive home. It's a beautiful scenery thing. Now it's a fucking full blossom city. And where I thought Michael's was not the part. I pulled into the wrong parking lot. Now I'm lost. And I got to pull up my app. So I put the address in thing, and it says you could choose between Google Maps, Waze, or your standard Apple iPhone Maps thing. So I just go with this standard Apple Maps, which is I always do. And then it says you need to update this. I'm going to update it, but satellite can't find me. I'm not connecting to the Apple store. I'm lost. I got to get my package. I'm like already stressed out now because I've been arguing about where the package is going, and I can't download the app. Now I got to drive all around this little fucking city that Riverhead is becoming, looking for where they moved the Michaels to. I finally find it, and I get there, and the lady says, "Oh, the package isn't here. It's at Rocky Point." I was like, "No, I've been to Rocky Point." She said, "Well, they realized the error, and now they canceled the order here, and it's back at Rocky Point." And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm livid now."
So
Like,
they did the thing that you asked them to do that they said they couldn't do?
they could not do. It was impossible. You got to go there and get it. And then I get back there, and I am ready now. I'm ready to take on this bitch who told me she couldn't do what she ended up doing. Oh, she's gone home for the day. I was like, where she live? Where she live? I've been driving.
When will she be back? Because I will be here.
I definitely am going to stop by there today on my way to the party tonight. I'm going to go there. So yeah, very frustrating day, and finally got the app thing. After I got home, I was able to upload the latest version of the app thing. But I'm lost now. The last thing you need when you're lost and you're trying to update, trying to find your way, is to tell it, well, you got to update your app, and you're in an area where you can't. Now I'm driving around hoping I could hit a spot where I have enough bars to actually download the app. It was just like so fucking frustrating. No wonder I'm having a stroke. But it took me a while to get over that. And then I'm trying to conserve the weed because I'm busy and don't have time to go to Puspatak. So I wasn't smoking. I drove all through all of it, and that probably I think we just revealed the answer. The real, I was driving around totally weedified. No wonder I was.
Did you have the marshmallows at the time? Could you have at least gotten like a sugar
I didn't
rush or
have.
sugar
I
high?
didn't, I didn't have the marshmallows. I had nothing. Um, Andy Dietrich. I just getting a thing that Andy Dietrich is coming here at 10:15. Well, thanks for letting me know.
All right.
I think I knew.
Now, actually, I was on the phone with Andy yesterday because I just wanted to make sure that he was going to still be here today, and the reason why he wants to come on, aside from selling more books, there are a couple of things in his last show, when his last appearance, almost 100 episodes ago. He wanted to get straight because he made a couple of mistakes. Like, he was never born in Germany. He doesn't have a brother, and he's never been to Alaska. He just wanted to clear that up because he thought people might have gotten that impression, and so
I
he
had
wanted.
that impression. What the fuck?
No, I'm just teasing.
You got me there. You got me. That was a good one. Wait a minute. And I don't. That's all I remember about him. Complete. I mean,
I didn't want to go any further because I know how sometimes something gets into your head, you won't let go, and you might start jumping on him before I got a chance to correct you.
So on that note, yesterday somebody I did a website for 15 years ago sent me a Facebook Messenger thing.
And they want you to update it?
Yeah, they need help fixing it, and I'm okay with that. Lisa, she's a musician, a singer, and a friend, so I like her. I'll help her out. But then I noticed in Facebook Messenger, there's this tab under message requests that says spam. I never saw it there before. Spam. Oh, what's in there? Oh, I got a lot of messages in that spam in Facebook Messenger, and I see the top one is Robert Yerry. And I said, oh, Robert Yerry tried to reach out to me, did he? He says, you're a fucking dick, you fucking asshole. And I mean, it's going on and on and on. He goes, I'd like to go punch you in your big fat face. Now, is my face fat? My face isn't fat, right? Is my face fat?
No, but then again, everything is to scale. I mean, you have like big shoulders, so compared to your shoulders, no, your face isn't fat, but taking your face on its merits compared to another face, maybe, I don't know.
See, now
I don't know what scale he's using.
Yeah, I mean, my face is not. I think my face is kind of slant. I mean, it's not like obese. I mean, I don't have the.
Oh,
I don't have
no.
I don't have the
No,
double skin.
Yeah, I think all things are not all things, but when it comes to body parts, things are relative.
Yeah.
You know,
So why can't you just say I'd like to punch you in your face? Why you gotta call it? Why you gotta fat shame my face?
I mean, if you put your nose on an infant without scaling it down, your nose would be big.
My nose is big.
But if you put your nose, let's say on Andre the Giant, without scaling it up, he would not be able to breathe. He would be dead by now.
Isn't he dead by now?
Probably because his nose was too small.
That's why. But he left all these messages, I guess, right after he was on the show. And apparently, because I was going to go respond to him. Yes. See, and it's a good thing he blocked me, and I can't respond, because I was going to say, I'll come to Albany and give you the opportunity to punch me in my big fat face. Or where I think he's in Albany. I'll go to Albania if I need to. And maybe that's not a good idea. This is me in my reactionary mode. I'm thinking, I'm going to go on. I'm going to end up assaulting this dude, and then I'm going to go to prison for it. And I'm not going to do good in prison because we've already discussed how my hemorrhoids are not as strong as they used to be, and I will probably end up getting ass raped in prison. So it's probably a good thing that he blocked me, and I can't.
And the weirdest thing is, after the show, I was reaching out to him. And I thought he was still going to do Don't Way Past Funny. I mean, he was saying awful things about you and the rest of the guys, but he didn't say anything bad about me not Bear. Yeah, and we even had, and he goes, your friends are assholes, your friends are this, your friends are that. And I did not agree or disagree. I just,
you should have agreed.
I just, said, so, you're still
I
doing
think he
much
was right
better
about
work.
that. Your friends are assholes, and if I'm your friend, I own it. I'm an asshole.
Well,
But
you go ahead.
my being an asshole had nothing to do with why he did not make it on the show that day. First of all, from moment one, I'm in trying to do the little opening of the show, and he's in the private chat, panicking. I'm here. Don't miss me. I'm here. I see you, and I even said to him, "I see you there. Please stop using the private chat. You're distracting me." And he kept doing it. And then finally, when we brought him in, I asked him questions and he couldn't hear because he had no fucking connection thing. How long am I supposed to go with that? Hey, Robert, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long am I supposed to ride with that? So I just put him out, and then he was all fucking angry at that. First of all, you should have checked out the show before you decided you wanted to come on. I never asked him to be on the show. You might have sent an invitation, or he might have asked you, but whatever. He didn't bother seeing what it was all about. He had no idea that I start the show on my own. He doesn't have any idea how things work. He's panicking in the background, obviously. And then he never tested his own equipment. I sent him that in a week in advance. And in the thing, it always says to test your equipment, test it out. Here you go. He didn't do any of that. So it's on him. And if people want to know, the episode's still up. You can go back and watch it and see if I was a brute. I gave him 5 chances to answer. Simple question. Tell us a little bit about yourself, because your bio doesn't. And that's all he would do is shake his head and nod like, oh, I'm hearing you. I'm not going to talk. So what was I supposed to do? Just do that for an hour?
I agreed. We tried. And sometimes I did an interview with a person on Don't Way Past Funny. It never aired. The first time we did it, and the thing is, I've done Zoom things with them, and their equipment worked on Zoom anyway, or whatever it was. I've seen them. I've done stuff with them over the Zoom stuff or over the internet, streaming shows. So Don't Way Past Funny, and they kept So I said, this isn't going to work. A couple minutes. So let's reschedule. And we tried. Resetting, leaving, coming and going, stuff like that. So we, what?
Slaptail says justified. Let's challenge him to a fight. He can get a second, and I will be yours. I need to throat punch someone. I don't want to go that route with Robert Jerry. I just let him be. But I want to send John. If you really need to throat punch somebody, visit the Michael store in Rocky Point, New York today. Ask for Elaine, and she's up front with the customer pickups. And give her a good old throat punch, just one for me, and then drive back to Michigan. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, why can't I take that out? My thing ain't working. My thing doesn't work again.
We're not surprised.
Yeah.
I was just saying about this one comedian, and we tried 3 times, and it's been quite some time now, and I just didn't try it again. I gave up.
Does he want to punch you in your big fat face?
No, we're actually still friends.
I think your face is fatter than mine.
It's possible.
I think it is. How much does your face weigh?
I've tried to weigh my head. Now I think
your face could lose a few pounds.
I tried to weigh my head, and then eventually I went to statistics. Because like statistical, how much of your body weight is in your head.
Yeah.
So I tried to do it that way, but of course, and do I count my hair as part of it?
I was just going to say the hair adds extra weight to your head, and you have more teeth than me, so I have an advantage there as far as weight in the face.
I have 28 teeth, I believe.
Any of them have gold in it because it gold weighs?
No, I have 4 veneers.
All right. So your face is a big fat fuck. Your face is a fucking big fat fucking face.
Yeah. But Robert Urey eventually wound up unfriending me, blocking me on everything. And that was without warning, because before that there was he did not express anything. Now I could text him, Well, he may have blocked his phone. I don't know if you can. You block people from? Yeah, you can. You can.
Yeah. So what was the fucking number yesterday? And I know you're disappointed in me for not staying off Twitter. I'm doing my best. I limited my time.
I don't care if you stay off Twitter or
No,
not.
you do. You care. You're disappointed in me. You're deeply disappointed in me, and you're ashamed of me. I understand.
Well, okay. Again, my being ashamed of you has nothing to do with Twitter.
All right.
you can go on Twitter, go off Twitter.
That's
on
fair.
Twitter, off Twitter. My level of shame for you will not change.
Okay. No, that's all fair, and it's a valid point. I stand correct. I sit corrected. Yesterday, I was on there, and I noticed Donald Trump boasting about taking 225,000 illegal immigrants off of Social Security. And then the Republican base was all bragging about this as a great accomplishment. And it's like, I asked the same question over and over and over again and have not got one response. How are these people who can't get a Social Security card on Social Security? You need a Social Security number to even enroll in the program. I know this for a fact. And these people you're talking about illegal, they're undocumented. By definition,
they don't have a Social Security card.
How were they supposedly collecting? Nobody could answer. I said, these are people who they were probably Haitians eating dogs and cats, and they were just had a sex change. Their kids just had a sex change at school.
And they're probably using the litter boxes in the corner of the classroom.
Yeah. Not even a grumble of an answer. Not even a thought about it. Like, hey, maybe he's got a point here. How would they collect? Nobody. If
they illegally had Social Security numbers and was collecting Social Security, getting kicked off Social Security is the least of the concerns. That's criminal. That's what federal charges there. That's what he should have been bragging about.
Yeah.
And then deporting them or jailing them. That's what instead of making up the other statistic.
I'm really baffled by this one because so many people were arguing that what a great thing that was. He's saving us all this money by kicking 225,000 people off of Social Security. And I was just, is there any proof that any of this is true? You just accept his word no matter what he says. I'm a little disappointed in him that he didn't say it was 500,000 or a million or 10 million. Why did he stop at 225,000 if he's going to lie like that? Why go big?
He's probably, you know how he is. He starts off with numbers that test the lie. He's, smaller numbers that test the lie. Is that lie going to fly? And then if that lie flies and goes unchallenged, then he can go 500,000, 4 million, 19 billion, more people than we actually have in the United States. I've kicked every person on this planet off of Social Security. There were unborn immigrants in Haiti collecting Social Security and retirement, and I kicked them off.
I did not know Slaptail was a Jew. I don't want to sound like an anti-Semite here, but he was a jiu-jitsu guy. Jiu-jitsu guy. Did you even know? He didn't even. You wouldn't. No wonder they call him Beefman. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. Beefman.
Well, the thing is, those people in class are trained to absorb blows. Although, actually, you suppose I'll be able to pull your punches. Although I used to spar in a full contact karate group, and they didn't pull their punches or kicks. You seriously had to, which actually was easier for me because I was just a sparring partner, and I was just a protege. I was just the person they brought in, to spar with. And I wasn't good at pulling punches. I could because of my boxing days, but I had trouble pulling my kicks.
I pull muscles. Now jiu-jitsu, because he's talking about throat punching. It's not like a jiu-jitsu thing, right?
I guess you flip him, you throat punch him. Maybe that's just it. Maybe that's why he can't use it in that class. It's like, we don't do that. That's not one of the things they teach us. If I go around throat punching people and we're supposed to be flipping people, I could get kicked out of class.
For some reason, my throat feels a little like I just got punched in the throat. But jujitsu, and I always mix jujitsu up with judo, which I shouldn't do because they're not related in any real way. But they're both wrestling, grappling, right? There's no punching, no kicking, and maybe
I don't know. Now that you said that, I may have been thinking because I was
slap
not.
tail, set me straight. Come on, give me the real dope here. And what do I? Because I'm walking around saying stupid stuff about things I don't
Yeah,
know
because
anything.
I didn't spar in judo or jujitsu.
Jiu-jitsu, this is Slaptail saying this. Jiu-jitsu is a generic term for a martial art that originated in Japan, like karate originated in Okinawa. I thought karate was, see, this is how little I know. I thought that was a derivative of kung fu, which was Chinese, but obviously not. I'm all wrong about all this stuff. And taekwondo is Korean, right?
Now, I was a sparring partner for taekwondo, for kickboxing, kenpo, just karate, kenpo, taekwondo, and well, I was a sparring partner in boxing because that was my sport, boxing, and I think that's it. Yeah, just those three disciplines.
That's damn good coffee and hot. Where did I hear that before?
Oh, and I took Tai Chi.
Where'd you take it to?
Lunch.
Now, Tai Chi is not really. It's not really about fighting, right? It's more about movement.
No, it's more about I guess it's more like meditation with the self-defense. No.
Slaptail says I do traditional Japanese jiu-jitsu as opposed to Brazilian jiu-jitsu, which I'll talk about in a moment. Strikes, grappling throws, and heavy focus on joint locks. Don't you fucking lock my joints up. Breaks, very low kicks. Very low kicks. Wait, not fancy kicks. So
Right. It's like the leg,
the
the
chin.
thigh, knee, shins. You're not necessarily going for the head blows.
No.
Unless the head is on the ground, then you can do it.
I'm curious. I think Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And again, I know nothing. I'm just talking of what I think I know, which could be absolutely nothing. Brazilian jiu-jitsu merged with the surfing culture and became pothead stoners. Like before they work out or before they teach a class in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, you got to get fucking Cheech and Chonged out. I think. I don't think that's true of traditional Japanese jiu-jitsu. They do it sober, right? Or am I totally fucking stupid here again? I'm totally.
Good morning, Ann, California, Bakersfield.
Ann's out there smoking weed and doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu as we speak.
I think so. On a Harley.
Yeah. So, but I think the weed smoking is supposedly, I don't know, it enhances the jiu-jitsu in some. I don't know how that would work. I could tell you because nobody could ever figure out how I lifted weights stoned out of my mind. But for me, the sativa actually helped me put my mind free my mind up to do all these fucking imaginary creative things while I was working out and not concentrate on the pain. So for me, it helped do physical things. I wasn't an athlete and doing martial arts and all that stuff, but can weed enhance the ability to do that stuff? What's your take? Did you ever get stoned doing martial arts?
Oh no. Good day, sunshine.
You're not my kind of martial artist then. My kind of martial artist.
Because like I said, I didn't study martial arts with the exception of Tai Chi. And that was only for like a half a year or so because the person I was taking it with just needed a partner. He felt weird, he had been out, he took it for like 3 years and he had quit and he felt weird just going back because he quit because he had heart surgery. And he had like these scars on his, and there was something that he was like ashamed of that he had the heart surgery. And so he was just getting healthy enough that he could start doing that kind of stuff. And he said, he wanted to go back to Tai Chi because it was like low impact and help him. But he felt weird going back after all that time, and would I go with him? I said, sure. So I'm going back, and he's starting over. You know, he took it for 3 years. He started at the beginning level with me, and then he died. So when he stopped, I stopped.
There you go. So stay away from Tai Chi. It'll fucking kill you. Oh.
And again, I was like, I think I was 15 at the time. Or if I was 16, I didn't have a car at that time. So I would have had to borrow. So he drove. He brought breakfast, he brought lunch. And to be honest, all that stuff he did was because he liked my sister. If he wasn't trying to get into my sister's pants, he probably wouldn't have taken me to Tai Chi. He was trying to show my sister that he could be like a good brother to me,
See,
and my sister.
I'm no Willie. I don't know anything about women. I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't know anything about women. But trying to ingratiate yourself to the family and being a good big brother or whatever. Chicks aren't. At least, again, I don't know anything about women, but they don't want. They want somebody who their family doesn't know. Chicks want somebody who the family sees as dangerous, right? That's good.
I've dated a number of women in my youth, and what they dated me. Some of them actually once the father approved of me, they broke up. It was like, and they didn't have a real reason. Is that you can see like they'd come home and I was like there at the house because the dad had invited me over for drinks, and it's like, you're here. I said, yeah, your dad invited me over for drinks.
Any white chick ever get with you just to piss her father off?
I've had 3 of those.
Wow.
Yeah. And this was back when I used to live in Howard County, which was very Klan heavy. There was a lot of Klansmen in Howard County. And so there was 2 of them whose fathers were like Klansmen. And I didn't know. Honestly, I honestly didn't know, because I don't think even if I was horny at my horniest, I don't think I'd go into a house where the guy living there was an active Klansman, especially knowing that I was like stooping or trying to stoop his daughter. Now, one guy did, I don't know that he left the Klan because of me, but he was saying that he says, my daughter had only dated white guys before, and he goes, but you've treated her better than any of those guys ever treated her, and she was the happiest when she was with you. And he says, so now I realize that all black people are not like what I thought they were. And after he said that, she broke up with me, moved to New York.
And found another white guy to piss off.
Changed her name to Abby Russell, I think. And no.
Wow, we didn't see that twist coming.
Yeah, she moved to New York, changed her name to Abby Russell, and I haven't seen her since.
Fuck you, Cablevision. Don't do that to me. I'm sorry. I'm yelling at Cablevision, and they can't even hear me. Did you ever have the conversation like, why would you bring me? Why would you bring me home to meet your Klan father, you bitch? Because that's psychotic.
No, honestly, because I've had this philosophy for a very, very, very long time. My philosophy is to leave the world better than I found it. Okay, and so I honestly wanted the world to be a better place, and whatever I could do to make the world a better place, I was willing to do. Especially when I was young and I thought I was immortal. I didn't think I could be harmed, except for by my own family. that was my kryptonite. Superman could go out and get hit with a bullet, but go home to his wife, and he's like, I can't take this anymore. I'm just Clark Kent. I'm just a pussy, but then he puts on the suit, he goes out and he fights crimes, and he can shoot bullets, and he can stop bombs, and he goes back home to his family, and he's a pussy again. And that's how I was out in the streets. I was like Superman. I didn't think anything could harm me. I wasn't afraid of guns. I wasn't afraid of people with knives. I just wasn't afraid of anything, But at home, I was afraid.
I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to kind of start here this morning because I was thinking about this yesterday. Because you just said, "Leave the world a better place than I found it." Now, I didn't know you were the guy who found the world.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I did right after.
And where's my fucking holiday? Columbus finds a continent and he gets a holiday. I find a fucking world. I find a world and nothing. No holiday. Is it a black thing? I don't know.
Yeah, no, there is. It's unfortunately it's the same day as Columbus Day, and in New York, they don't care. After Marin, I watched this thing on creation, and I was thinking about you because I don't. After all this time, I still can't figure you out. In terms of, I know you used to be ordained minister, but where your belief is, because the show is on creation, and it said the guy's
now creation is through the eyes of the Bible or just creation in general.
The biblical story of creation.
Okay, not any of the other cultures. Just
the
Judeo-Christian.
premise.
Okay,
and I want to see if you agree with this because it made me really think about it. He said the premise is with the creation story of the Bible, there's no gray area. You either believe it or you don't. There's no if and. You believe the creation story as is or you don't. And I think I fall on the side of don't because I think I do. I absolutely do. Because none of it, I mean, if you have to take it as a whole, none of it makes sense. And I'm like, what does GD think about this as a person of faith? Do you believe in the creation story?
Even if I did, it wouldn't be the way it was in the Bible.
The whole part about God making man in his image. Is he? Is it a mini image of him, or is he like?
That's just it. If you go literally by the Bible, it wasn't just one God. And if you go through the Bible, God has his issues with these other gods. And if they weren't real, why would God have the issues with them? Okay, yeah. I just assume that the God of Abraham is a real God. Okay, and he's like all powerful with his other shit. So why do the other gods bother him? Why?
Yeah.
So if they're false gods, then they're not gods. That would be like the New York Giants being intimidated because you go to a little league football game. It's like, wait a minute, they're not pros, but you're watching it. Why? Why are you watching little league football? You should be watching the New York Giants. We are the New York Giants. Why are you watching the Poughkeepsie or the Albany Albatrosses? Why?
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Robert Yerry is a quarterback for the Albany Albatrosses, so that's why it's worth watching it because he punches the other guy right in his big fat fucking face.
That's against the rules, even in Little League.
I'm not gonna. I'll let that go eventually. But so the premise now, that was the premise, either believe in creation or not. Then he started going about the origins of where that story started, because he says in order for that creation story to take hold, you have to get to the point where there is only one God. It's not polytheism. All those other gods went away. But if the archaeology has proof that almost 1,000 years after Moses supposedly took down this tablet from the God, the one only God, after 1,000 years, they were still worshiping many gods and goddesses. They have things they found in archaeology that says those were still around. That makes it really confusing to me. So the book was written while it was still worshiping several gods, but they have this idea that one God created everything, and Moses came down, and you shouldn't worship any gods but me. It's kind of like, wow, this is beautiful. I got a little brain.
And that's the problem. That's one of the things. That's why I had to hold back when that guy, that guy Selvin.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to debate him. He's still like young in his faith, and I don't want to deter people's faith. Now, I have one priest who left the Catholic Church because of being around me. He goes like, I can't believe in this shit anymore, and he left. But he didn't become like a sinner. He just started doing good works outside the Catholic Church.
Yeah,
and he just gave up his collar.
Yeah,
because
I think the line you gave Sullivan, and I know about. I'm going to use the word inconsistencies. I think that's what you used, but you were talking about the inconsistencies. I know there are inconsistencies between the four Gospels, which is the Second Testament. I was not aware that there were not. I don't know of inconsistencies. This debate about uh, gods and how multiple gods, and no, I understand that line and worship no other gods before me. It suggests that there were other gods. And
right. And just even the name itself, even the name, like I said, the name Elohim, it's the word is masculine and feminine. It's both. It's not neutral. It's not um, without gender. The word is masculine and feminine, both. It has a masculine beginning and a feminine ending, I believe. That's how it's written. And Elohim is plural. Okay, that means multiple, more than one. It doesn't necessarily mean 12. It doesn't necessarily mean 100, but it means more than one. So logically, if you're going to apply logic to or be literal about the Bible, then there is at least one male God and one female God because it's plural and it's male and female.
Yeah. So I don't even get
and the first time that God created man and woman, he made man and woman, one of each. Okay, and then a couple of chapters later, he makes Adam and then makes Eve, and it says Adam's alone. Why is he alone? What happened to the first two? did he kill them off? Were they just beta models? Like, did they try to update the software and it crashed? What happened to them? You don't create two people and then create two more people and go like, so what happened to them?
Yeah, I know all that stuff is very confusing, but I can't even have these conversations with my wife, who is my resident theologian here, and Bible student. She'll feel like I'm evil for asking these questions. I sincerely want to be enlightened about all the, whether you call them inconsistencies or things that just don't seem to make fucking sense to me.
Well, here's another one, and this is one of my favorites. It's David and Goliath. Okay, and they said that David took that little thing, the sling, and he slew Goliath, and he hit Goliath right in the visor, in the eye, right in the slit. And they talk about the Philistines and their armor. They know when David existed. They have archaeological evidence when David existed. Okay, when David existed, the Philistines did not have that armor. They had that armor 300 years later. So someone writing that story knew who the Philistines were and how they were dressed from their period. They knew how their Philistines dressed. They also knew that David had a sling, and the story had been around for a while, I guess, how David slew Goliath. Well, now he wants to put it to paper, and he wants to add details that he didn't have. And so the details he's adding is how the Philistines looked. They didn't look like that. So when he hit Goliath with the sling, if that's exactly how it happened, Goliath had no armor. Goliath would have been like in a leather skirt or something, just like David, or whatever David was wearing, Goliath would have been wearing, not the armor.
Maybe they weren't wearing anything. They were still going commando.
Yeah, who knows? But he didn't have armor, so it wasn't like that little rock had to hit that exact spot. So it's not so miraculous. Right. When I was younger, I used to have a sling. And I was pretty fucking good with it. I could have taken down Goliath if he was naked or didn't have the armor.
All right. Here's what everybody in the audience is chomping at the bit to know. No, they're not.
Why did I have a sling?
Well, why did they tune in this morning? God created Adam and Eve, and then they had kids, Cain and Abel. And so did Cain and Abel fuck their mother?
Why? You want to know where their wives came from?
Yeah.
Again, unless I'm mistaken, now I have to go back. I think
they fucked their sisters, right? Or no? Anyway, it feels incestuous.
Well, if you take the Bible for its now, Sunshine says having faith means that we are able to hope for and trust in things we cannot see with our own natural eyes. And that's fine. I have no problem with that.
Fucking your sister or mother or whatever the Cain and Abel did has nothing to do with faith. Well, maybe it does. I don't know, but
on the other hand, Jesus did not have faith. Could not have faith, because if faith means believing in what you have not seen, then if Jesus says I and the Father are one, which means he knows who the Father is, that's not faith. If you're a witness to something, it's like you're going.
Well,
it's like
hold on here. Hold on. There is a lot of people. There are a lot of people who believe Jesus was black, and in that case, he probably didn't know what his father looked like.
I'm just saying, but then he's a liar then, because he says I and the Father are one, and you can only do that if you know. Okay, right. So maybe he was half black.
But if he was black, he was probably also a liar, right? Come on.
Or he didn't know in the beginning, and his father comes around, like Shaquille O'Neal's dad. Once Shaquille O'Neal became famous, Shaquille O'Neal's dad came around going like, I'm your father. And maybe it was like that. Once Jesus grew up and like starts making wine and stuff, God goes like, hey, you're my kid. He's like, whoa, I thought it was Joseph, because like, I wasn't ready to have a kid. I wasn't ready.
I am your father.
He's like, I was ready to have a kid. So once Mary got pregnant, I was out, throughout the universe doing other things. And then I saw, you should know who your father was, just in case you need a transplant.
All right. I interrupted you when you were telling us about where Cain and Abel got their bitches from. Do you know where they got their bitches from?
As far as I'm concerned, look, it could have been from the first couple. Or the first couple, like who doesn't have a name. The rabbinical tradition gives the woman the name Lilith and said that she was just a bad wife. But again, they still attribute her like she was Adam's wife. I don't think the rabbinical text actually says who the first person was.
See, you hurt my brain even more now, because this Lilith thing, I thought Mary was known as Lilith. According to this Chosen movie, that's she was Lilith, and then this Pharisee went to try to save her. He couldn't save her, and then Jesus was the one who called her by her name, Mary, and that's what saved her.
No.
Now you're making me all confused.
You should be confused.
First of all,
don't try to get your inaccurate Bible history from inaccurate Bible movies. It's only going to make it twice as inaccurate.
These are people who just think they call themselves Bible literates, and then they go and write drama and write lines in there just based on. I came up with this, and my wife got angry for me saying this. It seems a little. I don't know, just kind of, where do you get the audacity to put words in Jesus's mouth? If this is truly what you believe in, and you should be afraid to put words in his mouth. You shouldn't take it upon yourself. That's audacious to me. I don't know.
Look, I was afraid to put words in my mother's mouth because I'd get the shit slapped out of me. So I would have, anybody that I thought was more powerful than my mom, I think I would have been even more reluctant to. Although now, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Have you noticed that Andy Dietrich is not here? Have you noticed that?
I did notice. I looked at the clock. I wanted to make sure we weren't running long and also ignoring him.
Hey, I dialed in. Is everything okay on your end? Dialed in. What do you fucking do? I just got an email from dialed in. What the it's the push the big.
Well, maybe he translated it literally from German. Just send him the link.
I'm gonna.
Or the sausage.
I'm gonna do this.
We'll find out if he has maybe instead of looking for a link, he's looking for a broad.
Well, I think my phone number is on the. It's like an auto signature that includes my phone number. Maybe he got that and is trying to call. Hey, just call in. No, it's not a call-in show. You've been here before. Maybe I sent him the wrong link. I don't know. Here, try this.
You sent him the reverend's link.
Yeah, where would he even go? No, there was no active link. Yeah, no, I wouldn't, because the reference link wasn't created last Sunday when I sent these.
No, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, I was just.
Where the fuck is he going? Mind on TV. Try with
So that's. It's funny when I get invited to go to other people's churches. I say I can't listen to the ministers. I can't. I can't sit there and listen. I can't. It hurts. It hurts me.
So again, I'm not able to figure out. Are you do you consider yourself a person of faith at this point, or you lost your faith? Where are you on this fucking spectrum of belief or not belief?
I don't know the answer to that anymore. When I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I maintained that I was not a person of faith because I didn't believe in the things I didn't see. I believed in what I thought I knew. And in my mind and in my heart, I thought I knew there was a God. And if I knew there was a God, then that's not faith, because I was, I went beyond, I'd seen enough stuff in my life to convince me that there was a God. And even then, I still have like a spiritual connection to, I think nature and mankind and stuff like that. But yeah. I do not and cannot prescribe to any book that, proclaims, like the Bible, the Quran. The closest thing, like I said, I do like Buddhism, but I couldn't be a Buddhist either. But I really like Buddhism.
You don't. What about a book called "Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes"? Do you believe in that?
That was so close to becoming my mantra. I was like I said, because I grew up as far as religion goes, I have a theosophical bend, and quite often I look at when I don't have answers, I go back to my roots, which is looking through the theosophical, looking at things through that lens, and then I readapt it to my own lifestyle. But yeah, stupid games, stupid people, stupid prizes. That could be my new Bible.
Well, Andy Dietrich, who has been with us before, as you know, is the author of a book called "Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes." Andy is a storyteller at heart, or a recent-ish author of that aforementioned book, "Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes." He tells short stories about friendship, growth, and social misdemeanors, blah, 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 blah. And he's a little bit late because I probably sent him the wrong link originally. Welcome back, Andy Dietrich. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me again.
Oh, sure. It's a pleasure. You were a lot of fun last time, and you were so much fun that we decided we didn't need the other two people. We wanted to give you more time, so we got rid of Stephen and Ron just so you'd have more time to talk.
Well, you let them go early for good behavior, huh?
Yeah. Where the hell?
Okay, first of all, any new Star Wars Lego sets? Anything new that you want to show us?
There is. I can't tilt the camera now, but in the corner up here, which you cannot see, there's a collector's edition A-Wing, which is
that the one that's white in the corner? Is that in the corner?
No, sorry. This is the Imperial shuttle. You come on, man. How you gonna talk Star Wars and not know what these are? Anyway,
I'm looking at you on a very small screen. The Millennial Falcon looks like an X-wing fighter. Okay, that's how small.
I can't with you. Next.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were talking about the new piece. Please continue.
No, I was done. I'm done.
Star Wars. Those are wars between stars. Now, people can't live. Nothing can live on a star because it's too hot. So it's planet wars. It's always
with
planet
that
wars.
Attitude, yes. Yes. But you don't know. Okay.
I don't have a can-do attitude.
That's right. You should be more positive. Okay.
Yeah.
They're fighting over resources.
Whatever.
They're fighting over resources. The star is a source of energy. They're not fighting for the star itself, but for the actual, for mineral rights.
I think it's. For the zoning rights, for the fracking, right, of the stars.
Now, Andy, first of all, the book, we're showing the book, Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes. It's flying off the shelves, so you got to go to Amazon today. The link is in the description because they're going to run out, really.
Amazon will run out. Yes, they will run out of this book. Absolutely. Yeah, they'll run out of paper. They won't be able to print anymore. That's exactly what's going to happen.
I was trying to remember and maybe I have you mixed up with another guest, which wouldn't be surprising.
Hold up. You talk to other guests?
Yeah, every once in a while.
Whatever. Fine. You're not the only one.
Not last week or the week before.
We're cheating on you. We're cheating on you with other guests.
You old radio sluts. That's fine.
I know.
Well, the last week and the week before we didn't have any guests, so we weren't cheating on you. We went 2 weeks without cheating on you.
You went dry. That's what happened.
We had guests one day last week, didn't we? Yeah, we did.
Stephen is not a guest.
No, last week. That was this week. Stephen was last week. We had on Friday. I think we had 2 guests. Whatever.
Right, you're right. You're right.
I keep I have just like the I know Vegas and the whole bit and the immigrant story and coming. There was a story about New York City and maybe I'm moving to Vancouver or something, or am I just fucking imagining that? Am I?
Kinda. So I mean, not New York City, not Vancouver specifically. I did move to Alaska from Germany. I don't know if that's what got your wires crossed.
He got that part. I think he was just conflating your history with someone else who's actually in witness protection, and now he's just outed them.
Well, I apologize for that. Nobody, you got to keep me in line for that. I didn't know about that.
They'll deal.
I did remember a story about a stamp in a nightclub, like a bogus stamp or something.
That's right.
Was there anything interesting about the move to the West Coast that I am spacing out? Like I have a feeling that there was something really. I think the guest who was on after you that day, I kept bringing up your story, and they said, "What the fuck are you talking about?" If you listened to the previous guest, he had this interesting thing about moving. Why? And I couldn't remember what the fuck it was because I have to mention it.
Yeah. I don't think there was too much interesting things and on that path. I went from Germany to Alaska, from Alaska to California, and then from California to Las Vegas, where I'm currently at. There's a little story that goes along with each move. But yeah, we can just
Vegas. We're hearing strange things about Vegas. There's no tourists there. Does the city feel empty?
So, I mean, tourism has gone down, right? My girlfriend, sorry, my now fiance, she works nightlife, so she sees, the traffic, the tourism as they come in and do nightlife here in Vegas. And she even has noticed that there's been a considerable downtick in tourism. Now, that could be for a couple different reasons. One of the reasons that I think it is because people are getting sick and tired of getting nickel and dime to death. And we're not just talking about nickels and dimes. We're talking about $10 here, $20 there. Resort fees, sometimes $50 a day they stack on your daily stay at these hotels. Sometimes they don't even include the parking fee, and parking can be, anywhere between a couple bucks to, a couple more bucks. The drinks on this strip, it starts at $18 for a beer in certain places. Don't get me started on nightclubs. So I think people are just getting frustrated with the gouging, right? I think also back in the day, you could at least get some sort of kickback if you were to go gamble, say, I don't know, $1,000. At least they will give you like a coupon for a free buffet, right? If you gamble away $10,000, they give you a suite to stay at for the night. Right? I'm just making up these numbers, but at least back in the day, that's what happened. They gave you some sort of, hey, thanks for playing, thanks for losing your money. Here's a little something to make it a little bit easier for you. That has gone away, and that's really frustrating, right? It's frustrating for the customer. It's frustrating for us because we need the tourism here in this town. I don't know. It's just a really unfortunate situation right now.
Yeah, I think, well, you can milk it. You could lose money slowly. Make sure they see you losing money, and you could sit there and drink for free all day. Right. I'm going back 100 years now. But last time I was there, it was probably 2011 or something. And it was still pretty much that. If they saw you were losing money, they treated you nice, and they would want you to hang around.
Sure.
What about the locals, though? Have you the effect on the locals? Have prices gone up because of this lack of tourism, or have prices gone down? What is the ripple effect? How does it affect you?
Yeah, I don't think the prices have been, at least for us, have been affected much by the tourism, right? We get our groceries just like anybody else. We go to the store, and I don't think there's much of a tie-in between the tourism and what the grocery stores pay for it. I do know that F1 has been in town for the last couple of years. I've not heard a single positive thing from anyone who lives here about F1. Now there may be people here who like it. I have not met them yet. It's a big inconvenience for people that work on the strip when F1 comes in town, because they block off all the streets, they do all their construction. It's a big big undertaking for the city, which I totally understand. But it's just very frustrating for people that work on the strip, right? They have to be shuttled from A to B. Some of the businesses don't get their foot traffic anymore. They even block off some of the overpasses because they don't want overlookers just standing there and watching the race. So it's just, I don't know. It's just an unfortunate situation. And most people, well, all people I've asked about it, not a whole lot, but still the consensus is that we are not the biggest fan of F1 being locals here.
A couple of comedian friends are going out there. They're at the Plaza September 7th, I think. And they're saying that basically because they do that first week of September every year to start the football season out there. And they were saying that basically the place is going to be empty. Is that the case? I mean, comedy and entertainment, are they suffering?
Yeah, I can't speak directly to that. I just know that as a whole, tourism has been down. Now, also keep in mind, Vegas goes through these cycles, right? So tourism can't be up all the time. But just right now, we seem to be in a downtrend. It may recover. We all hope it does. I'm sure it will at some point. But just right now, it's a bit of a touchy situation.
All right. Now the book. GD said it was like about 100 episodes ago that you were on here. I think the book had just come out at that point. Is it indeed flying off the shelves now? How are you doing with the book?
It's been pretty steady. I wouldn't say I've been becoming rich and famous off of it, but I've done my part to get the word out there. I've been don't tell anyone, but I've been doing other podcasts as well, right? So I've been cheating on you too while you were cheating on me. So I guess it's for that.
Wow. Now I have a question for you, Andy. There's a thing in Reno. It's called, there's a station, I think it's called Media Matters or something like that. But in Reno, there's a station, there's a show. It's called What's the Story? It's on, I think, 93.7 FM. But anyway, Janice Helmsley.
Is he speaking English now?
Well, anyway, I put in the chat. I put her email address.
Yeah.
She runs a show. Then they talk about books and stuff like that. If you haven't been on that show, reach out to her. Let her know that you are like really good friends of mine, because she still thinks I'm like a credible person. So you can still use me as a reference.
Okay.
And to get on her show to push your book.
I will totally do that. Thank you. Appreciate the.
Yeah, and I meant to do that last time, and I feel so ashamed because when I meet people I like to have books, I usually give her email to them so that you can reach out. And
I'm going to call her today and get myself booked on there. He doesn't ever share any of these kind of info.
You don't have a book, Matt.
I do have a book.
You don't have a finished book, Matt.
I have a book. It's not my book, but it's a book.
He just grabs a book off the shelf. He's like, I have a book. What's up?
I didn't even read it. I have a book though. But yeah, I will lie. I can always lie. Yeah, I wrote this book. Have you?
Just don't say you wrote the Holy Bible. That's an eyebrow raiser.
Oh, we were talking about the Bible before, and it's just I just don't know where to go with that book. Do we know who wrote Genesis, by the way? Do we know? Who wrote that book? Some Jew.
The Pentateuch, or the first 5 books of the Bible. I don't know. Actually, I don't know who the scribes were. I don't know. I did know at one point. At least I thought I knew based on what was said at the time.
Yeah.
But I don't think to be honest, I don't think one person wrote. Or there's one source for those things. Honestly,
no, that's true. As far as I understand, it's been a minute since my theology class. But back in the day when we were told about taught about what happened back in the day is that the different chapters, the different whatever you want to call them, right? The different portions of the books were all most of it by different authors. There were letters written from one person to another, and then they decide to put them all together and call it the Bible, right? I'm sure there's more to it than that, but I don't know.
Because a lot of like I said, a lot of the Old Testament, a lot of that was oral tradition,
right?
And so by the time they wrote that down,
and we all know a game of telephone, right? You transfer the
yes.
source from A to B, and then it just anyway.
But these guys, I know they're dead, but maybe their estates want to look into some legal litigation here on copyright and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean,
if that's the case, right? If that's the case, some of the Old Testament was plagiarized from other cultures.
Statute of limitations ran out, I'm sure, a couple of decades or millennia ago, right?
All right. Coming back to your book, which is far more interesting than that book. By the way, that's the greatest selling book of all time, according to that. I think.
And if we have anything to say about it, your book will pass it.
Yeah, that's true. But I think more people steal that book than actually.
Well, I'll tell you this: the Bible's supposed to be free, so the fact that I sold at least one copy makes it a bestseller over the Bible, because you're not supposed to sell the Bible; you're supposed to give it away.
Ah, there you go.
Unless you make changes to it, like if you can put the Bible and then add like the 10 Commandments in there.
You're done.
Not the 10 Commandments, the Constitution. You add the Constitution in it.
My God, you're done. And then they sell for double, right?
Right. Then you can say, "Hi, this is the new Trump Bible."
I get the reference. Well done.
I was doing that for the other people who didn't get it, because some people I don't understand it.
What about the Donald Trump, our great president, infallible Donald Trump? What about him in the Bible? He's in the Bible. It says Trump created America in the Bible. What?
I'm sure it does in his mind.
My friend Brendan Walsh, and I call him my friend, and that would probably make it, if he's listening right now, he's like, "Fuck you, don't call me your friend." I made the mistake once of calling him a prankster, and he got angry with me. Like, I don't want to be identified that, but a lot of his humor came from pranks and things that he did. Your stupid games are kind of some pranks, right? Do you and maybe it's stories of when in your younger days you were a prankster. Do you consider yourself a prankster?
I think when you call someone a prankster, it's the idea of that you go out of your way to play a trick on someone, right? Whether it be at their expense or somebody else's. I'd like to think that my stories are my shenanigans, right? Things I've done to myself, with others included, maybe, but I generally don't go out of my way to make others the target of my wrongdoings, right? Now, if it happens that way, that somebody else is involved, fine.
Unless they're a plus size fry eater. If they're a plus size fry eater,
I wouldn't consider that a prank. I'll consider this a happenstance of bad circumstances. Okay.
Num num num. I think num 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 is like one of the best punchlines. No, it's like.
Go ahead. Go ahead, dog.
The stamp thing was a prank where other people kind of got in trouble for it. No,
well, I don't think I would call that a prank. It was me trying to pull a fast one on a system on trying to get people into a nightclub without paying for it. Yeah. I don't think that's a prank. I think a prank is more of you have someone be the target or the butt of a joke or of a situation. This was more of me trying to work around the system and me trying to get my underage friends into a club so we can all drink and have a good time together.
All right, fair enough. As you grow older, does that spirit of just having fun like that, do you still hold on to that? In as you're in a more mature adult right now, do you still have that energy to find humor in those ways?
More mature adult, he says. I would definitely think
if a more mature adult would not be on this program. Let's be clear about that.
There's I mean, the bar is pretty low from last I checked to be a guest on your show, so here we are.
I know.
So I don't know if that mischievous spirit is quite there as it used to be. I will say that just the social aspect of making people's day a little bit more interesting and noticing things around you, right? I think a lot of the stories that I chronicle in the book are just noticing things, right? And building a story off of that and making an interaction with someone. I just think that I don't know. You can affect someone's life, someone's day quite easily just by being a human being, just by being nice. For example, I had a dude drop off a package here from FedEx, right? And it's hot right now in Vegas. We're 110 degrees, right? So it's hot during the day. These guys are out there delivering stuff. So guy, rings the doorbell. I come out and he's got a box for me. I'm like, cool. Hey, can I get you a bottle of water? It's hot out. He goes, hell yeah, absolutely. I'll take a bottle of water. And I just hope that made his day, or at least made his day a little bit easier for the next 20 minutes. It's just little acts of kindness, little acts of acting like a human and treating others like the way you want to be treated. I don't know. That makes all the difference in the world.
Now, I have a question for you, but now this is going back to when you were a youth.
Trying to figure out nice.
Did you, when you were a younger man, did you have drinking pranks that you played on your friends? And if you did, I think all of us had a friend who drank too much, and once they passed out, we would play a joke on them. Did you have that? And what's your favorite joke that you played? And what's the one you regret?
Too much of a compound question. One at a time.
I've never been a huge drinker. I'm sure I've had those nights where I would drink and regret it the next day. Thankfully, I never got in trouble. Like any kind of serious trouble. During a drinking adventure. Thankfully, I don't know. I've never understood the idea of, look, man, if you've had too much to drink and you're passed out from that drinking, that people would like start drawing things on your face or start doing things to your shoes or whatever. Like I never took any pleasure in that, because I don't know, there's just not, it's just shitty. I think it's just kind of mean, right? Because then you wake up, you're hungover, you have a dick drawn on your face, you're like, come on, man. And also it speaks to, in my opinion, look, when I was part of a fraternity here at UNLV way back in the day, we had a unofficial fraternity house that we had the gals come over, even sometimes friends from other fraternities would have them come over and just they can drink at our house, and you're always safe at our house, which means that if you're passed out, especially the women, if you're passed out on a couch, nobody would fuck with you, right? That's one of those things that we held very, very dear of. You can come here, you can get drunk, you can pass out, and you're safe here. And that was one of the things that I really appreciate about our guys, is that we weren't there to take advantage. We weren't there to like make fun of you if you're in a shitty spot, right? So to your point, no, that really happened ever in my circle, but it sounds like you've had some experices with that.
Andy,
me never. No. I get that impression. Oh, no.
Hold on, Andy, I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the people you stayed at their house, I believe her name is Nancy, sent us a video of you playing a video drinking prank on somebody. We have that video now. Let me share it with the audience.
This is clearly me. Oh my god!
Clearly you. Now, obviously, that's cosplay. You were wearing some kind of outfit there, but shoving that beer bottle.
You saw right through me. I mean, you have that eye. Like AI generation, Photoshop doesn't. Nothing gets past you. You know exactly what happened.
I know. I'm pretty good with that stuff.
Andy's an
I'm
ally.
still trying to figure out how to be nice. You were talking about being nice. I'll figure it out. But
you work on it. I mean, when you get older,
Wait, is that nice? I don't know if that was nice. I think that was not nice. But
sure.
I appreciate it. Anyway, I'm not going to get any older. So basically, if you don't do anything mischievous, look at me using mischievous. You can't write another book. You're done writing. You're done being an author without more pranks.
Well, I mean, look, if a publisher were to come to me and say, "Hey, man, here's a $50,000 advance for you to write part 2," I'm sure I can whip up some more stories from.
Could you prank us? I mean, find a way to just. I know you don't consider yourself a prankster because making people a butt of it, but we like to be a butt, and I know GD. I always think of him as my butt. So if you could just,
here's your black ass, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that's exactly what.
And when you hear people say "kiss my black ass," they're talking about me.
That's right. He's deferring all that, right? He's delegating that out.
I didn't even realize he was black until just now. Holy shit! How did he get on the show? I thought I was too racist for that. Maybe I'm growing. Maybe I'm evolving as a person. Anyway, so you've been doing these podcasts. So, now none of them are in the morning, right? Most of them, you're a little more awake by the time you go
This is probably the earliest one here. Now, of course, we work with people in their time zones. For the most part, it's during the day, in the afternoons, in the evening. Sometimes a little bit late at night. Sometimes early in the morning. But I think this is the earliest here.
Have you done any live, like in with humans events, like going book signings or any of that kind of stuff?
I had when I was first when I published it, I had just a friends and families and coworkers book signing event, but nothing official, nothing public like that. That might not be a bad idea, right? Going out to like say Barnes and Noble, or whatever, and saying, "Hey, I want to rent a spot, and I'll set up my own desk and everything. Just people can just walk by and grab a copy of it." I haven't thought about that. It might not be a bad idea.
I'm thinking this is a problem in the publishing industry is people, and there are a lot of self-published people now, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's all real fine. But people are still stuck to the old models of marketing books, do interviews and all this stuff, and they stop trying to think out of the box creative for promoting stuff. There's got to be more than just like going on podcasts and book signings or whatever people do that are traditional old school publishing. I don't know. I don't have the answers right now, but I think putting on your thinking cap and thinking, what are some things that authors generally don't do? Because the landscape of publishing is so oversaturated. There's so many books coming out every day. You got to think a little bit. You got to get a little edgy in your thought on how to, not you personally, but the publishing industry needs to kind of come up with some new ideas on how to get people to pick up books.
Yeah.
Have you done an audiobook yet?
So no, and the reason why is I don't think the book is at a point where it's in demand enough. Putting together an audiobook is quite a bit of work, and I have no problem doing the work, but I don't think there'll be much of a return of investment on it, right? If at some point someone says, look, you're crossing the 1,000, 10,000, whatever sales mark, and there'll be a market for having an audiobook, sure, then I'm happy to discuss it. But at this point, it's just not a reasonable thing to do.
How about AI renditions of certain outtakes? Like
no, it's got to be my voice. It's got to be my inflection.
No, I mean just to promote. I mean like an AI short. Like maybe 30 seconds.
People do book trailers. That's what they call them.
Yeah. So I was even thinking about doing. I was thinking about getting. Online with social media, right? The way to get something like this out there is to get it in front of a big audience. And who has big audiences? People that have worked to get big audiences. So think of like the big dogs when it comes to podcasters who have an audience of 500,000 people, or TikTokers that have their following, right? So that's the next step in this evolution to get little shorts, to get some social media presence, to get some influencers to pick up on it and share it to their world.
One of the guys who's coming out to Vegas, Doug Stanhope, September 7th, he put out his last book was No Anchor for the Donkey, and Donkey. And when he published it, Audible insisted that he did the audio book first, 6 months before the actual release of the hardcover book. And then I noticed a trend with authors that, at least in Audible's case, if you're on Audible, well, what is the equivalent to that in print? I think it's Amazon. But they've been insisting that people do the audiobook first to drum up more interest.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how that makes sense, because once I got the audiobook, why am I going to go back now? I like reading, but if I haven't read the book and I've already listened to it and I know how the book's going to go, that doesn't make me want to buy the book.
I mean, you know how the Titanic goes. You still go and see it, right?
Yeah, that's true. I know I don't go see it, but
people die at the end. I will share one little story on the rubbing up Titanic.
The original Night to Remember, although it's probably as old as the Titanic.
Let me share a story with you about the Titanic and when it was re-released. What, like 2000 and whatever, like 10, 15 years ago, right? When they redid that version of it. So I was told a story that here in Las Vegas, there's a couple of radio stations, and these handful of radio stations use the same guy when it comes to the announcing of things, right? He's the announcer voice for their ads, for their, stay tuned, or, tonight, or, this evening, or go watch the guy who does the voice. There is one guy, or rather was, I'm not quite sure if he still does it. And story goes is that they were trying to get him to do a reading of, Titanic now in 3D, whenever that movie came out, it's 10, 15 years ago. And And I guess this guy is very, very militant about, look, you have to submit your paperwork on a certain time by a certain time on a certain date. If you miss the cutoff, then he just doesn't do it, right? He's very specific about what he doesn't do. So, and I guess when you do this kind of voice work, you don't always get it right the first time. So there's all these little ad libs and all these little other takes that they do that they usually they would have to cut out before they give them the final version of what the ad would be like. But in this particular instance, he sent over all the mistakes and all the ad libs and all the other things that he would say that you can cut together your own your own ad from all the source material. And they were listening on the radio. They were listening to the attempts he made, and then he misspoke, or there was noise in the background or whatever. He was like speaking to himself. So one of the things I remember from them talking about it was he was saying Titanic in 3D, watch people die in 3D, watch people fall to their death in 3D.
I have, and I have to say it's one of the more entertaining things ever. There's nothing like when you drop a guy from like a 6-story window, watching him go down.
Okay. I don't know how you would compare that to anything else, but sure. I mean, on paper, you're right. I don't know.
Well, the only time it really happened to me, it was by accident. I was hanging a guy. I was hanging a guy over a balcony. Now it's the statute of limitations. This is 1980. I'm not in trouble for this anymore. And the guy survived, but he fell out of his shoes. I was hanging him over the balcony by his shoes. It's not my fault the guy didn't tie his laces tight enough. So, but he landed.
You're victim blaming. Good job.
Yeah. But it was thrilling to watch him try to. People will actually try to flap their fucking wings on their way down.
Their wings.
I think when you're in that situation, your mind just does anything, right? I don't think you can hold anyone to. Hey, why were you flapping your arms while you're falling to your death? Look, I don't know. I was dying. Okay, just let me have my moment.
Yeah, I didn't stick around to ask him. We were in the Trans Am and halfway to Arizona by the time he hit the bushes.
But you held him over some bushes. That's nice. That's considerable.
Yeah,
That's
he landed totally in a safe bushy area.
And rose bushes, but yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't severely injured or critically injured. So, it is what it is. Maybe I was wrong. Listen, a chick his girlfriend made me hang him over the balcony. It's her fault, but I blame her. Ronnie Mignani. Go find her.
Name dropping too. I see how it is.
She's probably dead anyway. I'm talking 1980. Come on. That's 45 years ago, right?
Yeah, we talked about being nice earlier. Where did all that go?
I don't know. Listen,
Matt can't hold two thoughts in his head at the same time.
No, I've never understood
that's two different.
I understand the principle of being nice. I just don't know how to put it into reality. And for terms of me, practical application of being nice. It doesn't. I try to be nice. I've held doors for a little old ladies.
That's
only so he could check out their butts when they walk by. That's all.
Oh my God.
No, if that were young ladies, I would say that's absolutely true, but not old.
Hey, old ladies have daughters, right? There you go.
Oh yes, I do.
The way you said that.
Well, because
thank heaven for little girls.
No. The other day I did a party for. The mother was probably in her 40s, and she was a hottie. And I pulled up when I was commenting on her beautiful estate there, and then it was a party for her 23-year-old daughter, and I was very unable to hide my whoa when she introduced me to her. This is my daughter, me, and I was like, she's 23 years old. It's not like a kid.
That's why he was holding his paint palette really, really low.
Whoa. But I mean, then all the friends.
There's a hole. There's like a hole in the paint palette for your thumb. He didn't put his thumb in there.
So stupid.
Are you so stupid? Why you gotta out me like that? It's not nice. I mean, I thought I drew a little nail on it to kind of make it look. Anyway, where were we?
Talking about being nice, and I don't think it's going to work out for you. But here's a recommendation. Here's actually something that you can do that's really, really easy. Give me one second.
All right. Oh, go off camera. That'd be nice.
Go online, go on Amazon, get yourself a box or a bag of individually wrapped candy. This is hard candy fruit slices. They're actually really freaking good. You can get these. You can get individually wrapped Sour Patch Kids, any candy that's individually wrapped. And I shit you not, you walk around, you grab a handful before you leave the house, and everywhere you go, every person you interact with, whether it be the checkout girl or the dude that, I don't know, you ask for directions, or anyone, right, the teller at the bank, anyone you interact with, once you're done dealing with them, you give them a piece of candy. Don't expect anything back. Just say, here you go, right, on me. This will lighten someone's day, even for 5 minutes. So if you want to try to be nicer, do something like this. It's the easiest thing to do.
GD, am I being a contrarian here when I say that, first of all, that bag would never make it out of the house. I would
It's a discipline problem.
Yeah. And then if it did make it out of the house, I would be the one guy to give it to a kid, and then the mother would come over and beat the shit out of me.
You don't give it to children. Come on.
Yeah.
Like I tell people, I can be around children nowadays. I just cannot give them candy anymore. Okay.
Yeah, but the mother would beat me saying the kid's a diabetic or whatever, and like this is. It even happens with my grandson.
Come on, man.
In my own house, I'm not allowed to have sweets because when my grandson comes over, he get it, and then his mother will be mad at me for having it in my house. So I'm not sure that's going to work for me. I appreciate you looking out for me and giving me strategies on how to be nice. And I'll try to apply that. But I
my question
will
is,
go to jail.
Are people disappointed when they find out that the candy does not have THC in it?
You know, sometimes when they get a little sassy, usually like the women, they're like, "Are these laced?" I'm like, "You'll find out."
Wow. Yeah.
Now, is it 110 out there right now?
Not right now, but like yesterday, the day before, we had a high of 108, I think it was. So this week has been pretty hot.
Normal. I mean, I used to go there every July because that's when the hair shows, hair and beauty.
That's
shows.
The worst time.
Man,
July, August are just killer.
It was like 122. Like every year, it would when I landed, 122. Like it knew I was coming, but I mean that's just brutal.
It's too much. Like we don't. Okay, so we have a homeless population here, just like any town has homeless people. I do not know how these guys and girls survive in the heat, right? It's one thing to survive in the cold. We've had homeless people in Fairbanks, Alaska. I don't know how they do it there either, but in the heat here, 120 degrees, it'll kill you. So I have no idea how people survive out there.
Yeah, water.
Or maybe they don't. Maybe these are not the same homeless people. They're just, and the ones that don't survive can't warn other homeless people that the heat will kill you. They just find the other homeless people just say, no, they have vacancies. They have homeless vacancies in Vegas. We should go there.
True story. We have tunnel people. So Vegas has a whole network of tunnels underneath the city for storm, like water drainage in case like rain comes down or whatever. And people live in those tunnels. There are many mini documentaries on YouTube you can watch. Type in "tunnel people of Las Vegas," and people live down there, right? However, when it rains, all of them get flushed out. So it's a very interesting situation. I mean, they get cooled down there. People are left alone down there, as far as I know anyway. But I know that the temperature drops quite a bit once you get below ground. So that's how they survive, I guess.
I want to come back to the tunnels in a second, but I just want to make this observation. Being homeless and you could die from heat situations like Vegas, or you could freeze in Alaska. I hate the cold, but I have to say, I think freezing to death is better. From what I've heard, hypothermia, or when you freeze to death, your brain freezes, it produces a euphoria. So I don't think that happens in the heat. I think it's much better to die freezing to death than dehydrating in the heat.
I agree. I've been stuck in hot cars. I mean, due to my own decision making, right? I know how it is to be stuck in a hot car, and you hear stories about that all the time about pets, even babies, right? Toddlers being left in cars and they die. And I've been in hot cars, and I go, that is miserable. I agree with you. I'd rather freeze to death than the other way.
Also, if you're like in Alaska and you're on the verge of freezing to death, you can always like cut open a tauntaun.
Yeah, because they run wild up there still.
Yeah.
With your lightsaber.
Yeah.
What is this?
It's a wild animal. If you ever go to Alaska, ask the natives for it. They'll point you in the right direction.
Wow, I'm learning.
You can even ride them if you're.
How the hell does that happen? How did I learn something here? This is all wrong.
Fictional.
Yeah,
beings.
so you can protect yourself. You can insulate yourself from the cold with the
cup one open. Just go into the lower abdomen and get the heat off of it.
Yeah, and it's edible.
Unless you got a snack, right? There you go.
Yeah. I don't know where you get the fire from. I guess you can cook it with the flavor.
This is a fun subject. No, it's not. I'm lying. The tunnels. The tunnels were a big. People were talking about the tunnels. I don't know how long you've been out there, but 2009. I think it was 2009, maybe 2010 or something. That guy who shot up from the Mandalay Bay. There was a country music festival and all that. They were saying the guy escaped through tunnels underneath the city. Is that? I mean, is that? You mentioned tunnels. Have you ever been in these tunnels? Have you seen them? Do you know what they are? And is this a probable conspiracy theory?
I mean, I wasn't there with the dude. All the sources that I looked at is that they shot him dead in the actual hotel room, right? I mean, look, if you talk to someone who believes a conspiracy theory, no amount of logic will make them believe otherwise, right? It's an emotional belief, and if they believe that this is what happened, that's what happened to them. Nothing will make them believe otherwise.
But are those tunnels usable for I mean, have you been in the tunnels?
I have not, but I've driven by them. I know some of the openings. So there are. I mean, you can walk right into them, right? They're big enough to where you don't have to crouch down, and you can just walk right into them. And again, they're drainage tunnels for water if in case it comes down with rain or whatever. But no, people can absolutely walk into them.
I want to do that. GD, don't you want to do that? No, you don't want to do that? It's just me.
You may want to. I mean, if you want to do something good for those people down there, they do have nonprofits that go down there and then give them medical care. They give them food, water, and just health checks and Narcan and things that you would hope that people would need down there. So there is people that do outreach to those people living in the tunnels. So if you want to do something good, join those people. I would not recommend going down there on your own because, from what I understand, they're pretty territorial and they don't like outsiders just walking in and looking around.
Well, I was going to bring GD because he's a martial arts expert. We've already.
No, I was a sparring partner. I'm not an expert.
How you gonna block a bullet? Just do the X and hope it hits you right there in the,
No, you don't block bullets. That's stupid. You dodged them.
Oh,
everybody knows you just dodged them. Come on.
Just pull some Neo shit, right? Just start bending backwards, right?
Yes. Now, in my defense, if I bend backwards, the shooter's going to have to help me up because my back is going to seize up on me. So they went to go I'm like, oh, okay, and then they have to help me up so I can do it again.
My fiance last night, as we were getting ready to turn in for the night, she says, ow. And I go, what's wrong? She goes, I don't know. I turned too quickly. I'm like, you what? She's like, I turned too quickly. My lower back is spazzing out. I go, how long have you been doing this? How long have you been living in your body? Have you been breathing right this entire time? Because I'm questioning all those things now. You turned around too quickly and all of a sudden your back is hurting. Come on, get out of here.
Wow.
Well, I will attest that it is entirely possible. And the worst thing is when you get to the age where a sneeze can be deadly.
You sneeze and your liver falls out or something, right?
Yes, you sneeze and your back. And yes, yeah.
I have thrown my back out by sneezing, and I've thrown my back out just doing the littlest things. But that was when I was really muscle bound, lifting weights constantly, and that makes you just tight all over, and it's very easy to just pull a muscle.
So Andy, is your fiance a muscle bound weightlifter? Or is she be
she used to lift back in the day, but she
plays that slap bitch fight. Yeah, ever see those women who are in the slap fights, and that one woman who's got fucking shoulders like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, and she's doing that slap stuff, and she gets slapped in the face, and it's kind of spits out a tooth and goes,
my God,
let's do it.
Now, does she give up weightlifting for you? Is this she goes I love this man of mine, I'm going to give up weightlifting so I don't have bigger muscles than him? Is that?
I mean, she's got a nice physique. I'll leave it at that.
What song did you just remind me? This little man of mine, I'm gonna give up weightlifting for him. I don't know. I'm shot. So just get me my Jello and put me to bed.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think my time is up also, right?
Yeah, your time is up.
Okay.
Yeah, but we like you. Okay, I like you. I don't know.
No, if we like you, we will let him go 5 minutes in. we hate them, so we keep them around to suffer.
You gotta make them try harder, right? Keep their morale low, makes them try harder.
Yeah, I have to take the book out before we can. Oh, there you are.
Oh, okay. There's one more.
Before you leave, Andy, like I said, in the private chat, I did put Janice's email.
I have her. I copied it out. Yep, I'll ping her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and just give her email, give her a shout out. Now, the show that she does is on Tuesday evenings from 3 to 5 your time.
That's perfect. Hell yeah.
3 to 5 your time. Well, Andy, we appreciate you coming back. You made our week because you were the only guest we've had on this week because we're trying to stay pure for you.
Yeah, I doubt. I don't believe any of those words.
All right.
But I appreciate you having me on, Matt. GD.
Do you at least believe the sentiment? If you don't believe the words, do you at least believe the sentiment?
The idea behind it, right?
The assumption behind it. My friend Andy Dietrich convinced me that I need to be nicer, and here I go. My first attempt at being nice was not even believed.
No, you gotta be believable, man. You gotta put a little bit of effort into it. You can't just say I'm nice. You gotta be nice.
All right, people buy the book. It's called Play Stupid Games and Win Stupid Prizes.
Man, if you're going to fake being
JD,
candy.
JD, I'm trying to be nice and plug the book.
Oh, okay.
Please buy the book. It's called Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes. Now you could say whatever you were going to say as we say goodbye.
I was going to say, if you're going to fake being nice, you have to have candy in your hand when you do it. You have to. That's how you do it.
All right.
Because when you're genuinely nice, you don't need the candy. People just see the natural sweetness that it is.
It is candy. You thought it was my scum.
I can't with you guys. Right. I'm gonna go, but thanks for having me.
Have a great day. Bye for now.
And don't forget, reach out to Janice. Janice.
He's not listening to you. He left.
He is listening to me.
Oh,
he's listening. He's still in the green room.
He will be the very first one to ever listen to you. That's not true. Big Mike listens to you often.
Well, to be honest,
I like to call him Big Mike. What's wrong with me? I call him Big Mike. Stop me from saying that ever again. Blind Mike, not Big Mike. Anyway.
Well, we've never seen him in person, so we don't know his actual dimensions.
So, they say he's fat. He doesn't come across as fat, but he's got a fatter face than mine. If you're looking to punch somebody in their fat fucking face, I would start with Blind Mike because he can't see it coming anyway. He won't even be able to go like it. Which is my big move, my big defensive move. Actually,
your big defensive move is to turn the other cheek before it gets hit.
Yes, I offer him the other. Would you? It doesn't say turn the other cheek, by the way. It says offer him the other. So, would you like to hit this one? I would. Could I interest you in a right cheek?
Yeah, and then you go, and then when you run out, you say, "How about this one? Can I give you this one?"
All right, I have to do a paint party tonight.
Okay.
Here's the painting I'm going to be doing.
That's not the same one. Last time it was okay. It was a
different one every time. They choose a different one from the website. This is the one they chose. So
now, my question is, why do they have to change it if you're going to a different place each time?
They don't. The guests when they go to the website to buy the.
Oh, the guests pick the picture.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I see now. When I do them, when I host paint parties on my own, I don't give people that fucking option because I want to pick out something that's easy that I know that they can do well, and that they will enjoy. Because all that bunny thing, that's not a beginner's painting. I'm sorry, that's not that's not even an advanced. That's like a third
intermediate. Or so my question is because around here, though, sipping paints. I think it's called the paint. Sipping paint.
Are you going to tell me different strokes for different folks? Because if you are, I'm going to call Dan.
No. So they have around here. They have sipping paints. I think you have wine. You drink wine while you paint, and then they have the paintable edibles or something where you paint and get stoned. Now yours is just painting, and if they have alcohol, that's fine. If they have weed, that's fine. That's just yours is just painting. It's not like you're doing
with Paint to Town, it's like that. Now the other day was Paint and Sip, but they bring their own. They have their own wine. They supply their own wine. The ladies were getting a little bit hammered, I have to say, and I like hammered ladies.
So
I haven't done other than my own. I haven't done any stoner and paint parties. I am all for puff and paint. I'm trying to.
That's it, puff and paint. I don't know why I couldn't.
The dispensary said they were going to hire me for that, but then they don't. And I drove past one yesterday, one of the biggest dispensaries money-wise on Long Island, and they opened up a Riverhead branch. But there were only 2 cars in front of this on what was yesterday? Thursday, right? No, Thursday. Wow, I'm an idiot.
Wow.
But
I'm just saying, Sunshine is. I think she's just listening, and as opposed to, I guess, she says she likes painting with Patrick Chin.
Don't know.
Patrick Ching.
Don't know.
You don't know. You don't know him personally. You're not familiar with him on YouTube.
Don't know the name. There were a lot because my thing is paint with Matt on Facebook. And then I noticed everybody's got a paint. There's a paint with Josh, paint with Bill, paint with. I was like, I got to come up with something different than just paint with Matt, because everybody's doing paint with, and it's easy.
Well, I'm going to do one called sand with GD, and because I have a door in the bathroom that needs to be repainted, but before I paint it, I have to sand all the old stuff off to get down to the good wood. So I will do that. Sand with GD. And
can I
I'll do sand the door. It'll be like my Karate Kid moment. Sand the door. Sand the door.
So I don't know if you heard me. I was bragging to my friend Andy Dietrich about what a great martial artist you were. You were my protector. So we're going to see if we can get you some bodyguard work. Oh, look, they don't let me do HECs, do they? Well, that sucks.
If I were going to do bodyguard work, actually, I don't know. No, I wouldn't work for them because they're really a far drive away. I don't think I'd have to report to them. I guess I'd report to the client. But I'm not bodyguard work material. First of all, I'm not of the stature that I could intimidate people without actually.
That's it. You got to be. You could be huge. If you're huge, you don't have to know how to fight or anything. You just have to be big and scary looking.
And the fact that I don't intimidate, which means I used to get. It's funny. I'm not going to mention any names, but my wife Carol mentioned to me. She goes, "No, you got into a lot more fights than I can imagine people getting into." Something along those lines. And it's because I was small. People always felt like they needed to test me. Now people didn't test me twice. That's it.
I got in a lot of fights, but it wasn't because I was small. It was because I was a fucking hothead.
Well, I was a hothead too, but people just like to test me. And because I was a hothead, I was like, okay, you're going to test me? Let's go. So
I'm looking for a bottle. The other day, they showed me this bottle that somebody had painted, really wine bottle, but it was amazing. But here it is. I can show this. I don't know if I could show this.
Yes, Sunshine. I was a sparring protege for Kenpo Karate. I used to go and spar with them peoples with the 3-punch. What's it called? Basically, it was like 3 punches. Everything was like done in 3 strikes.
3 strikes and you're out. I think you're talking about baseball.
They had these cool names like Marriage of Gravity and stuff like that. It was that's basically, I think Marriage of Gravity is like you grab somebody's head and you bring it down towards your knee as you bring your knee up.
How's that for a painted bottle?
What bottle?
You don't see the bottle?
No.
Really?
What kind of outfit is that?
That is a black apron on top of her regular clothes.
Oh, okay. Because that looks kind of weird.
Yeah, no. When you're painting, you have to wear an apron so you don't ruin your clothes. But I think you have to bake after you paint on this glass, you have to bake it in so that when you're drinking this stuff,
it doesn't come off on your hands?
In your mouth.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't put it on the mouth part, right? You don't paint the mouth part.
But no, I you know what? I'm thinking wrong. I'm thinking the painting is on the inside of the bottle. It's on the outside of the bottle. Duh. But the glasses.
Different class. That would be like shipbuilding. Putting the paint on the inside of the bottle. That would be like shipbuilding.
Yeah, and how would you even do that? You couldn't. I mean, the ship is hard enough, but to get.
You could. All your paints would have to have like an angle so that you can go in and.
Yeah.
I mean, so right now somebody's trying to figure that out, but you don't want to drink off of that bottle. Then it's just a display piece.
I think we've killed the chat room. We totally bored the fuck out of them and made them just not want to communicate. Whatever happened to my friend Ian?
What are you talking about? Best viewers chimed in.
Oh, how do we know they're the best viewers? Like, is there a measuring thing?
I think they probably have a scale. I think they have a scale of viewers. You know, well, honestly, why
what
not?
makes somebody a good viewer versus a not good viewer? If I don't know.
Well, a good viewer interacts. Like Sunshine is a good viewer, and in Bakersfield is a good viewer.
So are they for sale by some of these people, Sunshine and Bakersfield?
No, I don't think so. I think they don't.
So we have the best viewers already. We don't need these.
Yes, we have. I think we already have the best viewers.
All right.
We just don't have the most viewers.
Jackie just texted me. Did he text you the same thing?
What, calling me a queer?
No, that was me texting me.
Oh no, he hasn't texted me. I'm not. He just started calling me names, so I'm just on the inside. I'm not at the point where he thinks about sending me texts.
He just sent me this text. I don't know what prompted this, but keep in mind that I asked him if you want to stop in at any time this week. You know, if you got time, a few minutes, why don't you pop in? Because I want to talk to him about the Howard thing, the Howard record that we were talking about, the Weird Al type of thing, the Howard, and what else? Oh, the Rob Bartlett connection. I want to talk about all those three things. Stop in anytime. I don't have time, but then he has time to say, and this even for Jackie. I don't get where this is funny. And Jackie's jokes generally do make me laugh. This is, when's the worst time to have a heart attack?
The worst time to have a heart attack? Okay, I'm going to say noon, but
it's not the answer.
Okay, go ahead.
During a game of charades. That's not the right response. The right response is hee hee. See, you got it wrong again. Try it. Maybe you're not coming from the right place. Hee hee. All right.
Oh, okay. That's
my ex-brother, his first wife. So my ex-brother's ex-wife.
She died playing charades?
No, her first husband had a heart attack in her.
Okay.
Okay.
I understand. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, how many showers?
Well, at least they were married. It could have been worse.
Yeah, but how many showers do you need after somebody died inside of you?
It could have been worse. He could have died inside of his mistress.
Her second husband died falling off the roof, and I wasn't around. So I'm clear on that one. But I don't know. To me, let's just take it from the man's perspective. You're fucking a girl and she dies. That's, to me, is like, I would be bragging about that thing. Yeah, I fucked her to death. But from a woman's perspective, he died inside of me. I'd say, oh, yeah, it's good. The cooties. Ew. Now you're walking around with dead dick remnants. I'm sorry to go here today, folks. But it's Friday, and this is where I'm at.
Well, before we go any further, or to a point where we can't back out, I just want to mention that tonight at 9 p.m. at 36 West Michigan Avenue, Battle Creek, Michigan, Comedy in the Creek. Join John Beaverman and Brandon Cooley and Jared Scott and the rest at the Comedy in the Creek tonight, 9 p.m., $10 at the door. 36 West Michigan Avenue, Battle Creek, Michigan. Slaptail Nation. Well, Slaptail.
And you'll be there working the door?
I will be there working the door. Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I have to leave right after the show if I'm going to make it to Michigan in 10 hours. Actually,
the host is this Jewish martial arts guy, Mr. Beaverman, right?
Well, he's actually it's just jitsu. Because he's Jewish, it's jujitsu. But with me, it'd be like Gentile jitsu.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope that goes well. I mean, I support Beefman and all his litigation and all the lawsuits he's bringing against me for calling him an anti-Semite or whatever I did. You hear Melania Trump has threatened to sue Hunter Biden for $1 billion.
Yeah, did you see his response?
Fuck you, or fuck that.
Yeah,
or
fuck that. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Because he was asking for an apology. Like, I'm going to sue you for $1 billion, or you can offer a formal apology.
The thing is, I don't know what his actual statement was, but he's not saying anything that's not out there in the zeitgeist.
His actual statement was, Michael Wolff wrote in his book that Epstein introduced Melania to Trump. So saying that is not anyway defaming at all. He's saying what an author wrote in his book. That is just telling the truth. The author did write that in his book. If you're going to sue anybody, you would sue the author, not Hunter Biden. Jackie,
Sunshine was trying to help you out, Matt, and she wrote "Turn in the radio," but she meant to say,
"No, I do have to turn on the radio." Because we're at that time already. Are we?
What's 11:24?
All right, so we have 30 seconds here. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's use it wisely. Let's let's see. Sunday we have the Church of Last Resort Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Check out the Reverend. He's got I think he's got 6 obituaries and 1 sermon.
I will be watching that, and I wish maybe I should have a talk about this whole Bible confusion with the Rev. Maybe he could help me out on some of these things that I'm so confused about. And you can't trust the world to give you good information on this stuff. So.
I'm not even sure you can trust the Reverend to get good information on this stuff because, like I said, it's really hard to get good resources on the stuff now because it's really hard to tell what's going on. A lot of it is just good common sense, I guess. But the details, like for example, Moses. I think Moses was his Jewish name, and when the people of Israel tell the story of Moses, it's Moses. But in Egypt, he had a different name, something like Senecot. Isn't that, or is that a laxative?
Huge cock was his.
Yeah. So
because as far as Egyptians go, they're not the best. Whatever. Their cocks are all shaped like pyramids. I don't know if you knew this about Egyptians.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like pigs having a little curly Q.
No, hotties. Jackie was telling me, sorry, I copped out on you the other day. I was sick and all this stuff. And I typed no worries, but it says no hotties. He was like, what, you fucking queer? What are you talking about? I'm sorry. We have to go. I have to go prepare for a paint party. Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful weekend. And now my phone is ringing. Everything is off the hook. We will be back with guests next week. So enjoy your weekend. And don't forget to turn on the radio. Bye for now. I said what?
Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me.